Take a crack at your pinky, so put the baby to sleep. Into the bedroom will creep. Your baby weight doesn't bother me as long as I can hit it and be STD free. So indulge yourself into my fantasies. Let me take off your panties, baby. M-I-L-F M-I-L-F. She's a freak, she's a non, this is blows my mind.
Don't need a teeny bopper, I need your baby mama.
M-I-L-F M-I-L-F. She's a freak, she's a non, this just blows my mind.
Don't need a teeny bopper, I need your baby mama.
Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I waited for so long.
Natural birth, fucking sincere, I need you to push it out. You won't have a problem, my elephant trunk and your mammal spout is National Geographic. Hakuna Matata, the girl next door's a whore, so can you imagine a mama? Besides the wrinkles, cankles, chicken wing, and that triple chin. Underneath the flat are the softest place where it all begins. Garden and Eden, my Mona Lisa, a slice of pizza, thick and greasy, but she please me. Fuck a virgin, I won't easy. 2014, time of instant satisfaction, call your pussy Harriet Tubman. Underground people passage, classic, I think not. All day I dream about sex, Nike sign on my cock. So when I'm horny, I eat calamari, that's not octopus, that's octopus United. We're even right behind it.
M-I-L-F M-I-L-F. She's a freak, she's a non, this just blows my mind.
Don't need a teeny bopper, I need your baby mama.
M-I-L-F M-I-L-F. She's a freak, she's a non, this just blows my mind.
Don't need a teeny bopper, I need your baby mama.
What's the man? My name is Heathenous. No, don't worry about its meanings. How I came across it. Some say that I'm kinda cynical. Sometimes I'm maniacal. They said that if I wanted to be a rap star, that I wouldn't make it very far. They also said that I was brain born from a retarded crack whore. I thought to hang up for 9 months to hear this stupid shit. I don't think so. But I know I got this poison flowing through my veins, infecting every single thought that I contain inside my brain. I'm insane. I'm a twisted motherfucker. Mama jumped me down my head. I used to chew on that pages every time I would piss in my bed. Doctor something that said that I would be a burden and a menace and a terrorist. Some people's hopes and dreams, but now it all seems evidence that they get me to is what my natural stupidity. So my ability to be a member of society hates the violence of my mentality. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything.
You heard of my feelings? Fuck no, I'm a maniac. How could you care what people say if you got no feelings? In fact, I might have just one or two, but pass my radar on to you talking nonsense for all that's through whenever I come into the room. Shh, here he comes, pretend to be his friend, but as soon as he leaves, backstab him again. A fucking weirdo's what I am. And it's understandable, animals babble, blundering bubbles, bubbles and balloons and trouble, stubble is thundering. Sorry, the brain was crumbling, misunderstood anomaly. Mama wouldn't be proud of me for mumble jumble stumbling, probably beat it out of me. I'm laughing like it's nothing. Don't touch me, you motherfucker. Oops, there goes a feeling. I'll slit your neck and smother your little brother, cause I'm a demon. Oh shit, I let another one slip right through my breathing. I try to keep off concealing by fucking what all you're thinking about. I put my dick inside of your mouth and it ain't shut when I'm around.
What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. I can take criticism, use them on the citizens, and taking all your dividends. I move my ass to Michigan, destroying all the evidence, ruining your common sense. I'm laughing at your impotence, cause the words have no effect. Sticks and stones might break my bones, guns and knives might take my life, but I don't care what you say, cause the words will never hurt. I don't let the negativity bother me, watch it as I brush it off my shoulders like a gangster, like the baddest man that I am. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cost me anything. What people wanna say, I don't let it bother me, I just just deal with it this way. Cause in the end, I can't complain, cause the words don't cause me any pain.
Hey, what's up? Rayne Badger here with you on our MSG broadcast, brought to you by our underground radio systems, Renegade Studios, also Midnight Storm Gaming. Tonight, everything that could go wrong, it has gone wrong, hasn't it, Heathenous?
Yeah, it has.
I mean, like, seriously, we've been trying to get live for, like, the last hour, and, he has heard me go through, what, a meltdown, I think?
I wouldn't exactly call it a full-blown meltdown, but pretty close.
Pretty close. Which we're best friends, so it's okay. He understands that this is how I get sometimes. But, anyway, we're gonna knock this interview out, and we're gonna make this the best interview yet, because, you know what? Just because it was not supposed to happen.
A lot of douchebaggeries going on.
I mean, seriously, like, my iPhone is not working. My computer finally started charging so that I could get, and then Sam started to error out, which is the program that we use, and I was just like, you know what? This is fated to end terribly. I mean, seriously, Heathenous was on the phone with me, and I'm like, I don't even know how this can even be, that all this is going on.
I seriously think it's the fact that Sam's has it out for me.
Sam's does have it out for you. Sam's has always had it out for you. We should speak of, Heathenous actually used to be a DJ at another station, and, explain your, situation with Sam's there.
Well, if we're talking about the second website that shall not be named,
yeah, we don't name them.
I was running off of the Wi-Fi at the place I'm staying at, and the signal would keep dropping. People would, get on the Wi-Fi signal for whatever retardedness they were doing, and it just made my job as a DJ.
They're porn.
Yeah. They were probably on Pornhub, trying to find 2 girls, 1 cup, sick bastard. So where I was too, so it's all good. But, Sam's was just giving me issues. It was, even though the signal was strong, Sam's broadcaster would continuously, drop the signal. And unfortunately, or fortunately, either way you look at it, my job...
Probably fortunately, considering that place was a shithole. I'm sorry, but our MSG broadcast is so much better. That place was a shithole. And we're not talking about the first place that we were at, so people will be listening who will think that we're talking about the first place, which starts with an M, that DJ Karma founded, but we are not talking about that place. We're talking about SSR.
Hey, I was actually on that website a few days ago, and that place has gone completely down the hill. They changed their format, and, there's absolutely no one on there no more.
Oh, well, of course, because SSR is and was always a terrible idea. Anyway, let's move on, and let's not talk about that, because I know DJ Karma would not like me to talk about SSR and their terribleness. But anyway, Heathenous, oh my gosh, thank you for coming on with me, and thank you for bearing with all these problems.
It's fine. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy that you're here as well. I woke up, like I said, 20 minutes before and spent an hour panicking, trying to get things to work. Got you on the phone here. Literally, guys, Heathenous is on my home phone. He is on my, who has a home phone anymore? But Heathenous is on my home phone to make this work. But anyway, Heathenous, So let's talk about, I just played MILF and Names. Do you want to have anything you got to say about, those tracks in particular? I mean, what was the thought process behind them?
Well, with MILF, I was actually talking to a female friend of mine who has a couple of kids, and she made a reference about how there's not a lot of songs regarding like fascinations with women with kids, and so my verse really started off as like a really crude freestyle, and I was like, you know what, I like that idea, I'm going to use it. So I wrote down what I could remember, and I found this. It was like a 1:30 long instrumental off YouTube that I ended up having to Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
And so I wrote the verse, and the first verse was dope as shit. I loved it, and I showed it to some of my other female friends that have kids. They loved it, and
I love it, and I have kids. I mean, it is like the women with kids who are still. I'm a 6, I'm a 7, come on. I mean, we gotta represent, right? We got kids.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like we're dead.
So, I wrote the song, and I was throwing hooks around, and I've been experimenting with fast rap hooks, and the song didn't need a fast rap hook, it needed some chanting. So, when I did that, and the next day I recorded it at D-Boy's place, and I showed it to D-Boy. D-Boy absolutely loved it, and I told him to get on it. And I told him, go hard, rap whatever you want to rap about, but you're just obsessed with baby mamas. And
you're just obsessed with baby mamas, and that is how it is.
And D-Boy went hard. And I'm really glad he got on the song. It was so much fun. We did it live at Oktoberfest. Not Oktoberfest, what the hell?
Oktoberfest? What? Alcohol? Did you mention alcohol? What?
I was drunk that night.
Of course you were. Too drunk to care. Let me tell y'all, hashtag too drunk to care has been like the whole status of mine and Heathenous' relationship. Hashtag too drunk to care.
Oh yeah, Facebook kept logs of all that. You would see like months worth of just reading material just from that hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like too drunk to care did this, and yeah. Alright, so Names, you didn't talk about Names, you talked about MILF. What about Names?
Names is really a point of view on someone who's been bullied most of their entire life, which
oh, was it you, darling?
But,
I'm gonna bully you. I bully you now.
What was that?
I said I bully you now.
Oh, yeah. But, so, about the time I wrote the song, people were just, talking some, real, mean things to me about me trying to be an underground artist, trying to do something with music. And a lot of things people have said to me in, elementary school, middle school, parts of high school. And almost every single insult you hear in my verse were actual insults said to me growing up. So I wanted to make something kind of like a PSA style where basically to take the thunder away from someone who's going to be talking shit. If you're, okay with your insecurities, why not laugh at them?
Yeah.
Why not have fun? Why not take the thunder away from someone who's trying to shit talk you, which is why trolls don't like me.
Trolls do not like you. I have noticed that. Trolls do not like you.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Heathenous will shit talk any troll under a bridge. Seriously.
But I knocked out that song and the hook, and maybe about 2-3 days later, Bash comes over to my apartment, and I'm showing him the song, and he fell in love with it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually wrote the verse in 30-40 minutes, and we had it recorded within an hour.
Oh, wow.
And it is by far one of the most popular songs off of my first mixtape.
Oh, wow. So it's like kind of the early on, so to speak. So I've grabbed some early ones from you.
I have earlier, but no one's really going to get a hold of those because I was just a wreck back then.
Oh.
Well, they're up there on Reverb Nation if you want to hear how terrible Heathen really was.
Well, go to Reverb Nation, seriously, go to Reverb Nation and look at Heathenous, Heathenous. Yeah, I spelled it right. Yay, I did it good. Yay, I get a gold star. But anyway, so I've got to ask you, what made you get into music? I mean, I know you're still pretty young. What made you get into music?
I have been writing music. Well, I've been writing attempts at music since I was in high school out in San Antonio. And I left for about a year, and I came back, and about 2 months after I came back, my homeboy, Zonda Infected, kept bothering me, kept blowing me up with messages and phone calls, just come over, record a song, So after about 2 weeks, he finally talked me into going to his place and making a song, and I loved the fact that, I actually did something. I told my friends for years I was going to do something with music, and, I finally broke down and actually did something with music, and the first song you hear my voice on is Welcome to My Hell.
Yeah.
And so that one was real popular for a little while because it was the only one. And then Zana...
what do you mean the only one?
A rap group called Sin Duplicate, and that's where we started coming out with more songs, and I don't like playing the older stuff because I sucked back then.
Oh, come on. I've heard some of the older stuff, and you really don't suck, but you think you do. I think every artist thinks that they suck. I mean, I honestly think that every artist thinks that they suck when they start out. And you don't really, you just think that you do.
And that's something I'm fine with, because I like my music a whole lot better now that I've gotten better at doing stuff myself. It's more fun. Whenever I have a spurt to come up with a song, like, it's not a pain in the ass like it was back then.
Mm-hmm. So it's a more, I guess you would say it's an easier progression now than it used to be.
Yeah, because it used to take me about 2 days to come up with a verse, because I wasn't sure, some things wouldn't sound right, and, now that I've knocked out my first mixtape, and I'm almost done with my second mixtape, and I've done songs with God knows how many artists, like it's fun. Like, I could pretty much say whatever I want. I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy, whatever.
Oh yeah, he says everything, whatever.
Yeah, this new mixtape's gonna raise, a lot of eyebrows, and if I go missing, look at Isis.
If you go missing, you're gonna be in my basement. It's just how it is. I mean, I'll feed you. I mean, kind of.
Selfish, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, so tell me about this new EP. Tell me about, what's it about? What's on it? What's going on here?
Well, with the second mixtape called Shenanigans, it's really the goofball side of who Heathenous is. Those of you who
the goofball side of you. Oh, you mean 99%?
Well, there's some people that know Brian, there's some people that know Heathen, there's some people that know Heathenous. There's a lot that people know, but there's also a lot that other people don't know.
I know all of them, and I'm terrified of them all.
But Shenanigans is more like the goofy side. I got some serious stuff on there, but it's more of like just the shenanigans, just being a goofball, just actually having fun.
And shenanigans, we need to talk about shenanigans in general. Your track Shenanigans, it's based off real life things, isn't it?
Yes. I've been kicked out of Walmart. I've been kicked out of malls. I've even been kicked out of sit-down restaurants. My family will tell you straight up, when I was growing up in Las Vegas, they did not want to take me anywhere because I would have random outbursts of just awesome. It's pretty much how I can say it. Without going too deep into my family history, you know, all the personal aspects of it, someone in my family got a vasectomy done.
Yeah.
And they were sitting at this restaurant called Blueberry Hill. If you're in Vegas and you've never been to Blueberry Hill, go. Food is phenomenal. But this person in my family had been picking on me the last couple of days, just trying to have fun, and I forgot exactly what was said, but he shot something back, you know, he shot something at me, and I yelled out, "Okay, neuter boy." And
oh my God!
my grandma, who was sitting adjacent to me, her face was completely white. She started choking on her food and laughing at the same time. I have never made anyone laugh that hard again in my entire life, no matter how hard I try. But in the song Shenanigans, I go into a little bit about how, you know, some antics that happened inside a Walmart where I threw whitey tighties at a couple of employees. I ran around screaming, you know, "Mommy, Mommy, where are you?" And my mom was just getting absolutely embarrassed and just leaving me at the
like your mom's like hiding under a counter, like, I do not know this kid. What the fuck?
Well, what my dad actually told me to do was hide in one of the clothes racks, and whenever she walked by, just jump out.
Yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years until my mom got smart and she started hitting me with a fly swatter.
I would have too. I'm sorry. Mama Heathenous knows what's up.
I actually play Marco Polo in Walmart. Whether if it's, you know, there's a rush, there's a bunch of people, or there's absolutely no one in the store, I will walk to Walmart, especially like down to like the feminine hygiene section, and I will yell out Marco. And surprisingly, about 98% of the time, people actually yell back Polo.
Oh wow! So you actually get people to participate in this.
People actually participate, and it's awesome because they break away from the mundane. Like, even if it's just for a second or a minute, you know, like, their day becomes just a little bit better.
So is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to make people's days just a little bit better?
That's a good way of looking at it. If people get that message from my music, more power to them. But it's just, the whole thing about Shenanigans is, yeah, it's okay to, you know, work hard, you know, hustle, be serious, but eventually you're going to have to break down and be a little kid again.
Yeah.
Work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And so, recently, in the last couple of months, you and I and Bloodstain got together to form EVP.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Actually, I should say that all credit goes to Heathenous for actually bringing up the idea of EVP, because I didn't want in the business at all. I didn't. Remember, I told you.
It took 3 weeks of me pestering you and bombarding you, like, hey, so you should start a label. You know, I'll hustle, I'll work, I'll do promotion. You know, let's do it. And you were like, I don't know. And like 2.5, 3 weeks later, you're like, I'm 99% sure, but there's still that 0.001%. I'm not sure. Talk to Bloodstain.
Yeah, I got you two together, and how has that worked out between you and Bloodstain? I mean, y'all come from a little different, I mean, the musical style's a little different between the two of you.
Yeah, he's a,
horrorcore.
Yeah, he's horrorcore, to sum it up. And, I'll be one of the first ones to admit, I am not a horrorcore artist.
Yeah.
But I will break away from my usual stuff, and I will do horrorcore. There's actually a few songs on Shenanigans that have a horrorcore story to them. It's just, you can only rap about killing somebody so many times before it gets old.
I don't know, like, Bloodstained has killed them in, like, 800 ways. I don't know. He finds a way to continue doing it. I don't know how.
You know, and that amazes me, and it amazes me now because growing up I had no creativity at all. And
yes, you do.
I have maybe about 100 plus songs just under my belt, and that's Heathenous songs, Heathen songs, and then the collaborations and features I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And
which we're actually going to play one of those in a few minutes, which is interesting because it's not supposed to hit the light of day yet. And don't have a freak out, DZ. It's not the cipher. I've got the cipher, but it's not the cipher. Don't have a freak out, DZ. I know you're out there listening. It's actually off Bloodstained's forthcoming album, and you're featured on it. So I'm gonna play that in a few minutes. But anyway, back to what we were saying.
That song was actually really fun to do. You know. It's not really my style. I do have random acts of violence, but that song was particularly fun to do. Just the intro, just like the first, when he showed me the instrumental, that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
And so I went with it, and then the second verse, loved it. Well, not the second verse, but the second part of my verse was just, it's a badass song. If y'all haven't pre-ordered it, y'all need to, because y'all are missing out.
Yeah, shop.bloodstained.com, pre-order. He has got Heathenous on the album, and like I said, I can play this song just because of the fact that I'm with EVP and you guys can't play this song yet. but I'll play it in a few minutes because I wanna grab your mind a little bit more, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we started EVP, and then the Library Art LLC came along, which was DZ, which is Lunatic Librarian, Dr. Thaddeus Orr, Puppet Box, and now Russell and Thistle. And, you know, how did that all come about, you know, you all merging?
That was actually really interesting. It was actually Bloodstained that came to me with it. You had brought it up a couple of times, and I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant towards it because there have been a couple incidences early on in Heathenous' career. Something like that didn't go over too well. Some things were promised and nothing was delivered, so I was really hesitant on it.
Mm-hmm.
But Bloodstained approached me with the idea of EVP merging with TLA LLC. And he said, you know, the guy who owns and runs it, he's a really cool guy, spoke nothing but highly of him.
Oh yeah, we had him, I actually had him, in here actually a couple weeks ago, and, on the air, and everything didn't go wrong, because he's lucky. But, he's a really cool guy, really, awesome guy. He's in our local scene, and, really, really upstanding guy. I mean, you never catch this guy say a bad word about anybody.
He's actually a really cool guy. I talked to him, and, you know, he said, okay, well, this is how it's gonna go, this is how it's gonna go, yada, 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 yada. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. What do you think? And I was like, you know, if they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. And
you came to me and you came to Bloodstained and you're like, are y'all okay with it? And I'm like, I'm telling y'all to go. I'm telling y'all do it.
And that was all I needed. Okay, if they're all for it, I'm all for it. Let's do it. And ever since then, it's been what I would, define it as a beautiful relationship between EVP and TLA LLC.
Mm-hmm. And the cipher, oh my god, we can't play the cipher yet. I have the cipher and I want to play it so bad, but I can't because DZ has not approved that. Lunatic Librarian has not approved the cipher to be played on the air yet, but I have it, and oh my god, tell me about your verse for the cipher.
Well, DZ posted in the forum that he wanted to do a TLA cipher, and for some reason, I was hesitant on it because I was still trying to get to know my studio, and I didn't have a properly working mic. But finally, I got the studio, got the mic, and I listened to the instrumental, and the instrumental, he said, was a little odd. And it was a little odd, but I could, it was easy to work with. And I said, okay, what concept do you want? And he said, pretty much, come up with a twisted love story.
Yep.
And that's all he needed to say. 20 minutes later, I had my verse written. 10 minutes later, I had it recorded and sent off to him.
Oh, wow. So it only took you that long, because I've heard it, and it is fire.
With as sick and twisted as Heathenous' mind is, and, poor Brian's gone through some crap, but, it's pretty much, just a story of a dude who's been friend-zoned, and the last chick who friend-zoned him was definitely going to be the last.
Mm-hmm.
And, the whole song itself is phenomenal.
Yeah, we have heard the cipher, and so we know. We're like, oh my god, it's so good, but we can't let you guys hear it yet. We're like putting it out there, just like, oh, it's so good, but we can't let you hear it yet.
The best we can do right now is tell you, y'all are in for a treat.
You're definitely in for a treat, 100%, because when I heard it, I was like, that is straight fire. I absolutely love it. And, so, you refer to yourself as Brian, you refer to yourself as Heathen, and you refer to yourself as Heathenous. Tell me why you refer to yourself as all these people.
Well, Brian, is, obviously who I am.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. No.
My real name is Craig Christ, but I just tell people to call me Brian. But Brian is more of, kind of like the heart-to-heart songs. I have a song on Reverb Nation SoundCloud called, How Many Times I Want to Know, and that was one of Brian's, only appearances on Shenanigans. I lost a brother in October. I'm not going to air any dirty laundry, but
yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
And so that was kind of, I don't want to call it a tribute, but it's one of those where
it's the closest to a tribute as it was you airing what you felt at the time.
And I wasn't just talking about what happened to my brother. There's some stuff I've been noticing going on with some of the people I hang out with, that I make music with. And so, I just, when I made that, kind of to be like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Y'all know what
So, basically, your friends, some of the people that you were hanging out with were doing the same things that led to his demise, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna air it out, obviously I know the situation, but, what can you say about the situation except that, it's a tragic situation, obviously. It's terrible you had to go through it, but I feel like it's made you stronger as a person to go through it.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a mental and emotional breakdown a few days ago because of it. But,
and you didn't call the Rayne Badger. No, you don't need me. No.
it happened while I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all I'm gonna say is people need to get the priorities straight. Whether if it was a one-time thing or you do it recreationally, it doesn't matter.
Drugs are drugs, and drugs will take your soul, and drugs will land you. I'm gonna just come out with it and be honest, on air. I am a recovering drug addict. In 3 days, I will be 1 year clean.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But, if I can get clean, anybody can. So if you're out there and you think you can't, you can.
What was fucked up, shortly after I got done making the song, like 3 or 4 days later, one of my neighbors, I've never met the kid before, but he was about 25, 26 years old, and he had passed away from a drug overdose.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away Friday. They didn't find him until Monday morning.
Oh, man.
And if you know what you're doing is going to kill you and alter your state of mind, why are you going to do it?
Well, I think, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to be, I'm, you know me, and you and I, like I said, we're best friends, so we can hash this out. I was a drug addict, and, you know, at the end, I didn't really care if I died because I just wanted to feel nothing.
That's understandable. It's just, I've never done it because man-made shit scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I don't even like taking Tylenol unless I have to, and
You're like taking those baby Tylenol. You're like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm gonna get high.
Infant Motrin, come on, give me something here. But yeah, I personally don't understand it. Man-made drugs scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand it, and that's why I said I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to say that it was, and a lot of people know on this radio station in particular that my mother passed away, and she passed away September 20th in 2013, and after that I spiraled out. And I was at the point where I was taking 15 to 20 Vicodin or Percocet a day. And my liver was starting to shut down because of the Tylenol that's in the it's in with the pills.
I used to take Tylenol PMs all the time when I was 16 and 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I couldn't sleep. I'm natural born insomniac, and I became chemically dependent on Tylenol PMs.
You did. So you know what this is like, kind of, in a sense.
To a sense.
Well, every drug's a drug. I mean, it is what it is. So how did you kick that?
I smoked weed. I had to go to the hospital one day because my liver wasn't acting right, and I don't exactly remember what was going on. That's not the time frame I try to forget. But one of my friends gave me, some weed. He said, smoke this for about a week before you go to sleep, and your body should go back to the way you were before all this started going on.
Uh-huh.
And so I smoked weed for maybe about a week. And my body just got back into, the natural rhythm of everything.
So does Heathenous smoke weed?
No.
Heathenous does nothing as far as I know.
Cigarettes and caffeine, that's about it.
Cigarettes, caffeine, and hashtag too drunk to care, the story of our friendship.
Hashtag it. I want to see hashtag too drunk to care when I'm done.
Oh, I will. I will put it up on Facebook. I will hashtag it too drunk to care, even though I am sober right now. But I was not last night. You talked to me. Anyway, moving on. So, I mean, drugs, it's taken some people from you, obviously. Have you ever thought, about, maybe, making a, song completely about drugs, like trying to get people off of them?
I thought about it, but like I was saying earlier, I have a different creative process.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I could ever really say about it, Pops has said. Anything I could say about it, Tech Nine's already said.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where it's like, I'm gonna have to sit down and like really scramble my brain over this subject, but the best I can really say is what I've already said and how many times I want to know.
Yeah.
And that was when I made the reference to my brother right before I kicked into the hook. For some reason, my brain's spacing on the song, but it's like pretty much open your eyes to what you're doing.
Yeah.
I lost a brother to the shit you're doing. Consider yourselves lucky this hasn't happened to you yet.
Yeah, because I've lost friends from drugs. I was almost the friend to be lost from drugs, and sounds like you were too, just by Tylenol PM. And people don't realize just the little stuff like that can even be so damaging.
Yeah.
So let's get this on a happier note, because we're in a dark place. Okay. Gosh. Like I told you guys, me and Heathenous are best friends off the record, so, we get into some dark places. It's, honestly, this interview is just like us having a conversation, because it is what it is. Anyway, who are your inspirations? I mean, when it comes to music and things like that, I mean, who actually inspires you?
There's a lot of people. To get it out there, I am a juggalo, so a lot of my music is...
Juggalo, whoop whoop! Oh, I whoop whooped. I did it!
I'm actually, to be told, I'm actually wearing a Hatchet Man jersey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's badass. I love it. I need to take it to the dry cleaner, though.
I'm wearing a Horoscope Records shirt, which, actually, there's so many jokes in that.
So like my inspirations, like Insane Clown Posse, when it comes to, like, being a goofball, when it comes to, like, the morbidness of it, like there's Tech Nine, there's Hobson, there's Twisted, occasionally, I'll do some stuff like Boondocks,
Boondocks is always, like, the last on everybody's list, but I love Boondocks.
Oh, dude, I love him. I saw him live. I think it was the Days tour, and it was my Psychopathic concert. And like, I've always been a fan of Boondocks. And this is weird to say, I would rather go to a Boondocks concert with him headlining than ICP headlining.
Absolutely. You know what? I am right there with you.
I love ICP. I've listened to ICP the longest.
Boondocks speaks more to my heart.
And it's because Boondocks, yeah, he do some stupid shit like, Sippin', Let's Be Honest, Freak Bitch, Heathen, he can get down and funny, but he can also get, like, real sentimental real quick, like with Betrayal.
Oh, yeah, Betrayal. Oh, my God, that song hit me, and, also there's another one off the new album. Hang on, let me tell you what the name of it is. It's Moving On with Jelly Roll.
Yeah, that one's actually been playing on my iPod, like the last couple of days. But, Boondocks can cover everything in just one album. ICP and Twisted, they have a tendency of putting, like, one or two sad songs, but then going back to Right, Happy, and Chippy. But
Boondocks will get just sad and shit and stay there.
Yeah, he'll stay there, and then later on the album, like, he'll be like, Junkin' in the Skunk in the Moonshine Barrel. Awesome, I love it. So that's really...
So have you ever actually had the opportunity to, like, see him or meet him?
I got to see Boondocks live during the end of days. This is when Cousin Cletus was the hype man. And Cousin Cletus actually came out into the crowd. I got to meet Cousin Cletus.
I've spoken with him. Very nice dude.
He is. He's actually a really cool dude. I got pissed off because the groupie came out of the middle of nowhere. Was like, hey, I'll suck y'all dick. And he was like, all right, come on.
Oh, ha 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 ha. And you're like, but wait, I didn't get the opportunity to suck your dick. What? No.
Oh, hey. But Cousin Cletus was really cool. He said Boondocks was going to come out into the crowd and mingle for a little bit, but he was just too tired. You know,
Yeah.
That's cool. You know, he deserves, you know, whatever he got that night, whether it was drunk, stone, or blowjob, he deserved it.
Whatever it goes. But, so you really take a lot of inspiration from, I guess, the Psychopathic Records or people who used to be on Psychopathic Records. I know there's Magic Ninja Entertainment and all that going on now.
Yeah. A few of the people I actually make music with, they say I have a Hobson-type flow.
You do.
As I rap.
You do.
And that kind of caught me off guard, and when I got Knock Madness.
Yeah.
And I listened to a couple of his older songs, and I was like, I can see that. I can see that.
Knock Madness was entirely different, though.
Either way, you went hard as shit.
It was good, but then it was also very different, and, you know, I can actually see you being compared to Hobson. I actually can see that now that I'm looking at it. Yeah. I can see you doing, like, Ill Mind of Heathenous.
You know, Funk Volume has a song, I think it's called Crazy. I'm not crazy, I'm just a classic queen. I was actually listening to it, and I actually tried finding the instrumental for it so that way I could make my own parody off it like I did with Slacker.
Yeah.
And, you know, because how funny would that be? So, you know, yeah, that's where it's like, I could probably do it, but I don't know, Funk Volume did go kind of hard on that song, so it's like something I really don't want to touch.
Oh, the Leprechaun just posted hashtag Too Drunk to Care Leprechaun and tagged you in it on Facebook.
Oh, my phone was going off.
The Leprechaun is out there. We love you, Leprechaun. We're glad you're listening to us, even though he told me in a message that I sucked.
Oh, I do have to add how my name Heathenous came about.
Yes, please tell us.
Since we're talking about Boondocks, off his Crimson Creek album, there's a song called Freak Bitch. And
oh, yeah.
To rap
and that's like every, like, thought, but also, like, good girl who wants to be a little nasty theme song.
Oh, yeah. But, so, you know, her name's Ashley, and we've been friends for years. And, you know, I would just, like, request her the song, I would say it, rap it to her, and she became my freak bitch. And so, it was almost immediately, she was like, you're going to be my heathen. And I was like, hey, sounds good, let's do it. So for years, she was the only one who could call me heathen.
So that's where your name came from.
That is where heathen came from. And it was about maybe 6 months into my making music, I actually came up to her and I was like, hey, this music thing's getting serious. Can I use heathen as my artist name? And she was like, yeah, sure, but you have to remember.
But now it's Heathenous, so how did that come about?
I actually got into a heated debate with a fan and another artist. I'm not going to name any names, but Heathenous is in the title. Whether if it's just the word or if it's, you know, 3 or 4 letters or words. So I just ended up just saying, you know, screw it. On albums and flyers, it's going to be Heathenous. But, you know, people can call me heathen out in public.
Yeah. So that's the difference, I guess. We were going, you know, like I said, you know, we were asking about, you know, what's the difference between Brian and Heathen and Heathenous. Well, I mean, Heathen and Heathenous, I guess, are the same person, aren't they?
Well, Heathen goes for more of like the goofy stuff, like with Shenanigans and Slacker and songs like that. While Heathenous goes for like the more like angry approach. Like I sent you this song the other day, It's not getting played until the album is released. And it's kind of a very, kind of in-your-face style song.
Yeah.
I do make a couple of funny references in there, but it's one of those where it's like, kind of like I'm attacking people, like certain people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting tired. Well, Heathenous is getting tired of music being portrayed what it is. People are blindly following what's hip or what's cool. Or
all right, Hobson.
So it's one of those in-your-face, aggressive style songs.
Yeah. So, I mean, how does that make you feel? Like, that people, you know, I mean, we have our scene in the underground, and obviously, you know, we're all very tight-knit, but when it comes down to it, I mean, a lot of people are gravitating to what's on the radio, what's force-fed to you. I mean, how does that make you feel? You said you had an angry approach.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Just begin wherever. I mean, we got time.
Every underground artist will agree with me, and it's not just the underground. It's not just horrorcore or people trying to get famous, but music is not music anymore. It's crap. And
well, it is. I mean, and it's the same. I actually watched this YouTube video of, like, all the top 40 songs blended together, and they all, like, had the same melody, and, like, you could mix them all into each other because they all basically sounded the same.
And there's no originality anymore. There is none. Songs being played on the radio nowadays, they maybe say 2 bars over and over and over and over again. And then it's the hook, which is just as stupid and repetitive as the song.
Yeah, and I mean, then we got our underground radio, you know, like what we're doing here at RMSG Broadcast, and what other stations are doing as well. And we're trying to showcase the originality, but yet we get largely ignored.
And it's because we're not talking about what's cool.
Oh, because we're not cool. We're the rejects.
You know, and most of us are actually bringing up topics that need to be brought up. A lot of us are political, like Immoral Technique. There's another artist in the ground. I can't think of his name right now, but he's really political. And then we have some activist artists, and then we have what I call real life artists.
Yeah.
They do talk about murder and, you know, them committing murders and felonies and shit like that. But, like, when you listen to what they're actually saying and you break down their metaphors and, you know, yada, 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 like, you can actually see what they're rapping about.
Yeah. So you can see what they're saying. And a lot of times you gotta break down those metaphors, and let's face it, people are stupid. I'm just gonna say it, people are too stupid, and they are too much like sheep sometimes to break it down.
I actually got into one of the last shows I performed at, I actually got into a fight with he says he's up and coming, but he's just a piece of crap.
Well, we will not mention his name for copyright's sake, but you can say how that went. What happened?
Well, he got to perform, and he was rapping about swag and
oh, swag and YOLO and
just some stupid shit. And
YOLO, swag. I got my gold teeth. I got my grill.
You know, and like this dude, number one, he can't keep a rhythm. He can't stay on beat. And what he was saying was trash. It was poorly written, poorly put together, and he thought he was tough shit. And his chick who he brought over, just flat out admitted he sucks. I'm just here to support him.
Yeah.
But like he swears him down. He spits fire. Like he's got bars for days. Okay, no.
Yeah.
No, I can't go into what he says because he threatened to sue me. You're like, oh, crybaby, cool, that's awesome. But it's just retardedness. He's trying to sound like everybody else. And I forgot what mainstream artist who was really big back in the day, but he was saying something about that. He says artists don't get anywhere nowadays because they're all trying to sound the same. No one's trying to go for their own unique name. No one's trying to go for their own unique sound.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to be, you know, the next big thing, but at the same time, they're the exact same person over and over and over and over again, you know, and it's ridiculous.
There's too many young, too many little, too many thugs. It's kind
sagging their pants, being all, you know, ghetto, and they think it's cool. I mean, and these are white kids. I mean, and I'm not saying anything racial by any means. I'm just saying that these are white kids sagging their pants with their gold grills, saying YOLO and swag, and talking about nigga this, nigga that.
That's only going to get you so far.
Yeah.
But I was in charge with booking artists for a show, and it ended up not happening. And, like, the first 50 artists who hit me up, they were the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And it got to the point where I just told them all to mass message. No, it's not going down.
No.
It's not going down like that.
So you turned them down.
I was very mean about it, to all of them about it.
Oh, you were mean about it. Please do tell. I want to know how you were mean about it, because you're so, I don't mean, and I'm not trying to, tarnish his image, but, Heathenous here is one of the sweetest guys I know. And, I'm not tarnishing your image. I'm just saying you're sweet to me. And I love him to death, but, how are you mean? Oh my God.
Well, again, people who know me know I could be just a straight up asshole.
Oh yeah, you can be. I've seen it, but not to me ever.
But I've been rapping against these people, really forced with shenanigans, but basically off and on the last couple of years. I actually recently just did a track with a local artist named Farilla, and we actually covered the subject. I can't say anything I said yet. The song's not released, and I have to actually go re-record it for his pet. Anyway, it's the same shit. You're gonna rap about money you don't have, hoes you don't get.
Money you don't have, hoes you don't get, and a dick that don't get sucked.
You know, you're going to have your sister or your grandma or your mom twerking on your car. You know, that's all people are rapping about is speed, money, cars, hoes.
Oh my God, that reminds me. I saw like this one rapper, and he had like this really like broke down bitch. Like I'm not being mean, but like she was like really broke down, like twerking, and it turned out it was his aunt. And in the video, he had his aunt twerking.
I actually met an artist here in San Antonio. He actually left the rap game. He was trying to go mainstream, and the dude was actually really good, but he gave up making music because his little cousin and his brother tried, you know, they're underground artists out here, they suck ass, but both their music videos, which was actually recorded and edited on a VHS recorder.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, but Bloodstain just walked out and he just started laughing and had to walk away.
Get this, the same parking lot, the same part of town, the same broken down car, and their same aunt twerking.
It has to be the aunt. It is always the aunt. Why is it the aunt that is always twerking? Come on, oh my God.
There is no originality, and especially here in San Antonio, the music scene is almost dead out here in San Antonio. There is very limited hope, but you got people like the Camo Maniacs and Simple Wayne and Truth Records, you know.
And the Camo Maniacs, you run with them pretty heavy. Do you want to touch on that?
Well, just a conglomerate of artists trying to make a movement in San Antonio to rewrite mainstream music. We're our own individual artists, our own individual entities, but we all have the same mission. Of course, we have to get famous before we could do anything. We promote for each other, we promote with each other, we make music with and for each other.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a label without being a label. I mean, yeah, it's almost like a label without being a label. It's that brotherhood, I guess.
It is, and unfortunately, we lost several artists the last maybe 6-7 months. Due to some personal issues. Again, I'm not going to air any laundry.
Mm-hmm.
But some shit was said, some things were done. No one was in the right, no one was in the wrong. But
it happens that way sometimes.
But we just couldn't see eye to eye after a while. So I think maybe 3 or 4 artists ended up leaving. One of them's in jail.
Yeah.
But for us, still, heavily fucking with the Camel Maniac, we're just still all doing our thing. But because distance has separated us, we're all just trying to live our dream.
Yeah.
We all live by a code of conduct still.
And what is the dream? Explain to me what the dream is. I mean, I know that's a cliche question, but tell me what your dream is.
Well, when it comes to me and my music, I don't care if I get famous. And I say that in the song I was referencing earlier, Straight Jacket, for those who voted for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about money and fame. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I don't care if I'm living, in my mom's basement, coming out with music. I don't care. I love making music. If I can make a comfortable living off it, where I'm comfortable, I could do a part-time job, but live comfortably off my music, I'll do it and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get famous. I would like to get famous.
Well, everybody would like to get famous. The Rayne Badger would like to get famous, but let's face it, I would be a little too extreme for them.
I would like to be not a household name, but I would like for other artists to recognize me as an artist.
Mm-hmm. So you want that acclaim. You want other artists to say, hey, you know what? I really respect what Heathenous is doing.
It actually happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
Scum and Insane Poetry came into San Antonio for the Grim Zipper tour.
Oh, both great guys. I've actually interviewed Insane Poetry before. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, whenever I got done doing the 2 songs I was performing, Scum actually came up to me and shook my hand and said I was not expecting that. That was badass.
Wow. And to come from somebody like Scum, because who doesn't like Scum?
Oh, he's a very, very humble person. He's a very talented artist.
Every time I have spoken with Scum, he has been extremely friendly and extremely nice. And you think this horrorcore guy who, obviously, talking about, the snuff and all that, you would think he would be like this, like, total badass, but he is such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you actually got some acclaim from Scum.
What was that?
I said you actually got some acclaim from Scum.
Yeah, and whether that's just who he is or if he was really impressed with my music, it doesn't care. Because another artist that is way out of my league, that I can't even compete with, you can't even put Heathenous and Scum in the same sentence.
Well, the idea is that we're going to get you there.
Yeah, if I could be on Scum's level, I could die a happy man.
Yeah.
But, again, it's one of those things where my whole goal with my music is just to be comfortable, just to be a known artist amongst other artists besides people I regularly fuck with.
Yeah. So, that's your dream. Your dream is to just, but also, from what I understand from you, your dream is also to spread your message also.
I have a lot to say. That's
You do have a lot to, you always have a lot to say.
If y'all couldn't tell by tonight, I do have a lot to say. But there's a lot that needs to be said that people are forgetting about music. Music was designed, or music is made, let me see if I can say this right. Music is made with intentions whether to help or destroy.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a couple of tracks that have completely destroyed people.
Wow.
When I realized the effect certain songs I've made had that effect on people, I just completely got rid of the songs. Because I want people to feel, be happy.
You want them to be happy, but you also want them to realize the serious stuff as well.
Exactly. Like, I'm a person who tries to help as much as I possibly can. That's why I made the song with JJ of Collapse, If I Could.
Mm-hmm.
It's God put me on this earth for a reason, and so far, in real life, my reason is to make people feel better, whether if I'm talking them out of suicide, or they're just sad, or depressed, or they're angry. It is my job, not just as a person, not just as their friend, but also as an artist,
And you do it well, though, because, every time that Mama Badger, I should say this, actually, Heathenous has dubbed me Mama Badger. Every time Mama Badger feels down, I can go to you and I can always feel better.
And a lot of people do that, and I don't mind being a therapist. I don't mind being a punching bag, physically, verbally, or mentally. I don't mind.
Well, you're never my punching bag. Oh my God, you made it sound like I just go to you and just beat you up.
I'm not saying you have, I'm saying other people have.
Yeah.
And I offer myself to people, therapist-wise. You need some kind of counseling, I'm here for it. Whether if it's mental, emotional, physical, or spiritually, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the turns I'm making with my music is.
But do you think that's because you've lost people and maybe you want people to have an outlet and have somebody to talk to?
Yeah.
I would think that's absolutely it. Sorry, now I'm being a therapist and sitting here digging out all your skeletons.
Good, healthy. Now, how does it make you feel? Well, I'm paying you $300 a fucking hour. I kind of want to know what you think.
Alright, so we're going to take a little break, and we are actually going to play, it's off the new Bloodstained album, and it is Breakdown Fight Music, featuring Heathenous, and, what do you want to actually say about this? You said, also Spitz, who formerly worked at another radio station we all worked at, but Spitz came out of retirement to do this song as well, and you and him did this perfect with Bloodstained, and I cannot quit listening to it myself, so I'm about to take a break, and I'm about to actually play this for these guys, but tell me about Breakdown Fight Music.
Bloodstained approached me and said, hey, a couple of artists flaked out. You want to get on kind of like a Savage beat down style song? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he sends it to me, and I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those. I got you, buddy.
Oh, I got you.
It's one of those where it's like we all have, I don't care who you are, there's just some days you just want to beat the crap out of somebody for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where it's just like you lose all control. And whatever reason it is, you kind of go primal.
Yeah. Well, I think as humans, we all have that primal instinct, and some of us just deny it more than others.
Uh-huh.
So...
Sure, I don't claim to be a saint. But there are some people I've had to be.
Oh, honey, you're not a saint. You're not a saint, honey, but...
I used to be one, but some shit's going down in my life.
Oh, it is what it is. Okay, so, this is Bloodstain featuring Heathenous and Spitz. This is breakdown fight music. You're listening, and I will be right back with Heathenous to our MSG broadcast, brought to you by our underground radio systems, Renegade Studios, and Midnight Storm Gaming. We'll be right back. This is breakdown fight music.
I don't do pop hits, I don't do radio. I make that sound to get you pumped and acting crazy, yo. I start a riot in the middle of a mosh pit, instigate a brawl, creating chaos with a lost fist. Cause I'm a boss, bitch, I'm always trying to start shit. Strike a fucking match, cause this fire's finna spark quick. Blazing inferno, heating up the street from underground. Stomp so hard the earth shake from the thunder sound. Rah! Just a push, just a shove, piss them off, get them angry, we ain't showing any love. Get them mad, get them heated, make them wanna swing a fist. Turn they face into the wall, break their teeth off in the bricks like this. There ain't really nothing to it, start a fight with anybody, yeah you know you wanna do it. This is fight music, put your goddamn fists up. This is fight music, put your goddamn fists up. Break, 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 break down. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdowns, swing your fucking fist and hit that bitch right in the face. Break, 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 break. Breakdown. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdown, this is fight music, gonna hit you them a taste.
My eyes been twitching for about 3 days. Gonna lose my fucking cool in the worst damn way. There's not enough nicotine in a carton of cigarettes to calm my gas down once my brain gets going. Cause the room will start shaking and my heart will start racing. If you give me a minute, it's your throat I'll be squeezing. There's no logical reason as to why my inner heathen creeps into mental existence. But when happens, it will only take an instant. Cold cock, my fist rocks against your jaw. Blasting body shots until you fall, but that's not all. Bloody busted knuckles clad against your face. Pulling broken teeth out my fist is getting me super pissed. I can't explain my sudden outburst or why it's always random people that I hurt, but it happens more and more as the days go by. So I try to keep them in check, but just remember it's not my fault if he tries to wring your neck.
Break, 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 break down. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdown, swing your fucking fist and hit that bitch right in the face. Break, 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 break. Breakdown. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdown, this is fight music, gonna hit you them a taste.
What you thought I was dead? Put a motherfucking bullet through your head and leave an OG stain in the red while I got them big balls headed to the mosh pit. I swing a fucking fist, leaving niggas with cracked ribs. I'm the man of steel, no Superman, call me the Terminator. Fuck a faggot, leave him in the dust with them haters. 6 feet under the ground, a nigga don't make a sound at the soundproof. Just like my booth in this bitch, I got the ground and I'm steady moshing on it. Niggas wanna talk shit, I steady flossing on them. And I don't give a fucking shit about them, bossing on them. And crack the whip on these motherfuckers if they talking that shit, I'm about to mosh on them. I'm swinging everything I gotta left and right to leave a motherfucker dead in the night. And you wanna fight with me? We about to get it, nigga, put them dukes up and show a motherfucker like me who the boss in this bitch blood.
Break, 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 break down. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdown, swing your fucking fist and hit that bitch right in the face. Break, 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 break. Breakdown. Break, 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 break. We're headed for a break, 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 break. Breakdown, this is fight music, gonna hit you them a taste.
Warning. This show contains explicit content, including strong language, violence, and content of a sexual nature, and is intended for mature audiences only, and unsuitable for children. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, guys? Rayne Badger, our MSG broadcast, brought to you by our underground radio systems, Renegade Studios, and Midnight Storm Gaming. I am actually in the studio with Heathenous, who is playing some train sound through the phone.
It's not my fault. I live in a very odd place.
Oh, so it was an actual train.
Yeah.
Oh, so tell me, okay, I do want to touch on the fact you're in San Antonio, right?
What's that?
I said you're in San Antonio.
Yes, San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. You know, I have never actually heard of a scene being out there until I met you.
Well, the music scene doesn't get a lot of love here. I'll be honest with that.
Aw. You need to come down to the South and party with us. I understand you are going to probably be here August 22nd in Atlanta at the Masquerade. Am I correct?
I am going to try. It depends on, well, it doesn't depend on, I'm going to fight to be there. It has a lot to do if I can get enough work to get the money to get out there.
Yeah, I feel you. And I know, we've got financial backing over here on EVP's end, and we're going to try to get you out here. I'm going to try to get you out here, I guess I should say. So, either way, we're going to get you out here. We can't announce the headliner right now. We do not have clearance to do so, but you guys, if you're in the Atlanta area or anywhere close, clear your schedule. Seriously, August 22nd at the Masquerade. And, let's talk about artists that you've actually worked with. You know, I know you've worked with a lot of artists. Like, who is your favorite that you've worked with and why?
Well, there's been, holy crap, I was going over this in my head a minute ago, but...
you were going over it in your head, but then it just all fell out, didn't it?
Yeah, because, you know, I dropped in my head a few times as a kid. But,
oh, really? I never noticed. No.
I want to say I've worked with relatively close to 20 artists.
Yeah.
The artist I absolutely have fun working with each and every single time is, you know, my homeboy D-Boy. He's also part of the Camo Maniacs, but he's signed under Simple Ways.
Mm-hmm.
I have more music with him, but I think I like working with the Necro Ninjas.
Yeah, you've done a good bit with them.
What's that?
I've noticed you kind of ran around with them for a little while.
I actually work with Throw of the Necro Ninjas.
Oh, cool.
Me and him, we do mostly tree service, we'll do some landscaping, but he is my boss, actually.
Oh, wow. So, like, you do raps with your boss. Wow.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool because when it comes to me and especially me and Fro making music, like we just flow with each other like perfectly.
Mhm.
Me and him, we've talked about me and him just doing a mixtape together. We've thrown around ideas of Heathenous and the Necro Ninjas throwing a mixtape together. Right now, due to conflicts of scheduling, it probably will not be happening for probably another year and a half.
Mhm.
But when me and the Necro Ninjas work together, it like you really don't know too much what to expect.
Oh, so why is that? I mean, does it change that much?
We really don't sit down long enough to stay on one particular subject. Most of the time, whenever artists collab with other artists, frequently they have songs that kind of like tie in with each other.
Mhm.
The first time I worked with the Necro Ninjas, it was a song called Ghost Stories, which hasn't been released.
Why hasn't it been released, if I can ask?
What's that?
I said, why hasn't it been released, if I can ask?
I was in the process of editing the song when I was evicted from my apartment.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, so I had to put a hold on it, and when I finally got the computer out of storage so I could work on it again, I didn't have adequate speakers for it.
Oh, no.
So it had to be put on a hold even further, and then one of my friends asked me to borrow my computer because I had a video on it, and I didn't have a microphone at the time.
Yeah.
So I let him borrow the computer, and I have no idea where it is now.
Oh, what a friend.
Yeah, but he said that he knows where it is, and it's with good people, so I'm going to take his word for it, because he's never strayed me down the wrong path before.
Still, wouldn't you like your computer back? I mean,
You know, I was actually going to hit him up next weekend. Like, okay, my dad really wants the computer back because there's some personal documentations on that computer. I don't give a shit about the music. I don't care at all. But, you know, it's got some personal documentations on the computer.
Oh, wow. So, like, your personal stuff is kind of out there.
And it's just mostly, like, you know, the passwords to certain websites. Like Pornhub and, you know.
Oh, we know it's Pornhub. Don't lie, Heathenous. We know it's Pornhub. 2 girls, 1 cup. Don't lie.
Hey, you said you wouldn't tell nobody.
I said I wouldn't tell anybody, but then we did an interview. No.
But, so the first time I worked with the Necro Ninjas, it was with a song called Ghost Stories, and it was really the first time I really got to experiment with fast rap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good song. It is a badass song. It's just I never got around to editing it the way it needs to be edited.
Yeah.
So that's most likely gone now. But the second time I worked with them, it was on a song called Laugh, which you can find on my first mixtape, which is always going to be one of my favorite songs off the Heard of Me mixtape. And then
how many mixtapes do you actually have? I mean, tell the world, how many mixtapes do you actually have?
I have, technically speaking, I have 2 Underson Duplicate, which was me and Zom. We just refer to those as demos. And then I have 1 official mixtape as Heathenous as a solo artist, and I'm working on my second mixtape.
Ah, cool. So when should we, like, actually expect that second mixtape out?
You know, I was going to have it done this month, but because there's some things going on, a couple of weddings, a funeral, a couple of...
4 weddings and a funeral? It kind of sounds like, it sounds like that movie, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
You know, I heard it, never seen it, wasn't interested.
Of course you wouldn't be. And I don't think I ever watched it either. I think I just, like, saw, like, the promo, like, at the old video store. Like, because I'm that old. I mean, like, seriously, I'm that old that I remember, like, seeing displays at a video store.
But yeah, I was actually going to have the album done this month. You know, I'm only 2 songs away from being done.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the fact that right now I'm, you know, my living situation, you know, my dad really doesn't let me record music when he's home because he doesn't like anything I have to say.
Mm-hmm. I have seen your dad on webcam give evil eyes to, like, everybody. He's just like, nope.
Yeah, we just wish for a different living situation. But
it is what it is. We live the way we gotta live.
I do expect Shenanigans to be done by August.
Okay.
When the release date will be done for it, I don't know. I'll probably just throw a dart at the map.
A dart at the map.
It just really...
Well, I understand, in TLA, I understand, wait a second, Bloodstain's release is coming out, and then Puppet Box's release is coming out, and so I would assume you would be next. And that would be September-ish?
You know what actually would be cool is if I could release the album September 27th.
Well, I have no saying on that. You would actually have to talk to the boss man. Yeah, you should definitely talk to him about it. And why September 27th? Why is that significant to you?
It's my birthday.
Well, no shit, bitch. No. I thought we were gonna go for, like, some deep significance, but you were just like, because it's my birthday, duh.
Well, originally, Heard of Me was supposed to be released September 27th of last year, but I'm not gonna say what was going on. Just a lot of bullshit came up, and it was actually postponed until like October or November. I don't exactly know when. I just got tired of it being postponed and just threw it on Dat Piff myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the whole thing for Hurt of Me. But Shenanigans, I don't exactly know when I'm going to be done with it. It's one of those, whenever I get a whole bunch of instrumentals, I'll have the inspiration, but as soon as I listen to the instrumental a couple of times, my inspiration's gone. So it's one of those where I'm not sure, but when I am sure, everyone's going to know.
Yeah. So you'll make it very clear, and of course we'll have promotion going, you know.
Oh, of course, of course.
Of course, promotion will be going everywhere, and everybody's going to know, and I will be pushing the hell out of it on RMST broadcast here, so, you know. Because I love you, you know. Yay! So, I mean, in general, you know, we've talked about artists that you've actually worked with. Are there any artists you would actually like to work with that you have not yet?
Really, there's no one locally in my city I want to work with, because I pretty much...
You hate your city, don't you?
It's not even that. It's just everyone I wanted to work with in the city, I've worked with already. There's a couple of artists out here that want to work on something, but it's one of those where everything I'm doing for myself right now. So if they have something that's open, and if they want me to get on it, send it to me, I'll jump on it. It's just my creativity was coming up with something right now. It's kind of shocking. I'm just doing a collab for some reason. It's weird. But other artists I would like to work with, pretty much all over the map. You know, I'd like to work with a couple people from LSP. There's another artist out there that's making some noise, because I remember him when he first started out, and like the dude just blowing up.
Who is it?
I can't remember his name because
oh my God! You're like, he's blowing up. He's doing it, but I don't know his name.
I don't remember. I'm having brain farts all over the place tonight. I'm sorry.
I told you, we just go on the fly with this. There is, let me tell you guys, normally there is a question list that is pre-sent to the artist, and they approve and amend it. Me and Bloodstained went on the fly, and me and Heathenous have gone on the fly because we know each other so well. So we trust each other to not screw it up. But it almost was. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, but we got it going good now. So okay, you don't remember the guy's name, but you want to work with him. That's cool.
He's blowing up. I like his artist page, and I don't know what happened to his personal page, but he probably just unfriended me. But very rarely.
Everybody unfriends you.
Everyone's been deleting me. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the fact that I'm annoying.
I delete you and then I re-add you back just for fun. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start just deleting you and then refriending you 2 days later after you flip out.
It's like, okay, I need to tell Rayne Badger something. Fuck, where is she?
I'm seriously going to do this now. I mean, you realize I'm going to start unfriending you, and I am going to actually just, randomly wait 2 days. And it'll be 2 days, and then my phone will be blowing up. And what did I do to you? Are we not friends anymore, Mama Badger? Oh, God. So, I mean, you've got all this going on. I have to ask you, what is your favorite song of yours?
Well, for the longest time, my favorite song was a song called Lie to Me, which I did for Hurt of Me. And it was the first time I really went for kind of a metal sound.
Yeah.
It took me 2 days to record because I kept fucking on my vocal cords. But by the by the time everything was all said and done and recorded, it came out to be a badass song. It's absolutely one of the favorites to do live. But right now, it's kind of debating, between Slacker, Shenanigans, Straight Jacket, it's pretty much a tie of like all the new stuff I'm coming out with.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But why exactly was that first song you mentioned, and you said it straight off the top of your head? I mean, so obviously that's your favorite, that's your baby. Why is that your favorite?
Slacker?
Yeah.
Oh, because I stole it from Tech 9?
We know you stole, and we are going to play that. I actually have that lined up if that is okay with you, Heathenous, because I know I'm maybe not supposed to release that, but I'm going to anyway.
It's fine.
EVP, bitch. I'm pulling my strings.
Hashtag too drunk to care. Wait, we're not drunk. Hashtag wishing we were too drunk to care. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Hashtag we wish we were too drunk to care. Actually, like I said, too drunk to care is actually hashtags that are getting put on my timeline right now. I guess nobody realized that was our catchphrase.
Oh, for the longest time.
That has been me and Heathenous's catchphrase. We're just like, too drunk to care. I mean, we'll be like, you know what? Accidentally ran over somebody, too drunk to care.
But right now, I hold Slacker pretty close to me because it's the first time I made a direct remake of a song.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who know my first mixtape, I did a song called Outlaw, which is actually sampled from Whitney Jennings' song The Outlaw, which his grandson, The Struggle Jennings, did. And I do have to say this, check out their versions before you check out mine.
Oh, why? Why? Why check out theirs before yours?
Well, because I want to avoid a lawsuit.
Oh, well, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
But the only thing I own is the words I wrote and recorded for the verses. I want to make that very clear. The instrumental and the hook, I have no ownership over, just what I say in the verses.
Mm-hmm. So, is this even legal?
It's not legal to sell.
It's not legal itself. So is it going on the EP or not? I mean, with the legalities.
Well, Outlaw is actually on Heard of Me.
Okay.
But
what are we going to do about Slacker? Is Slacker going on the EP? I mean, is it legal
Slacker
to go on it?
Is going on Shenanigans. It is definitely going on Shenanigans. But, like, the difference with Slacker is, like, I actually took it and I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. I was going to not rip off Tech 9. I want to make that very clear. There was no disintended. It's just one of those, like, you have to have fun with it. And I make that very clear in the beginning and the outro of the song.
Yeah.
It's just something to have fun with. But Slacker is definitely the first one I wrote and recorded or remade just to have fun with.
Yeah.
If people have heard this song before, the only thing I kept similar, besides some of the patterns and rhythms Tech 9 used,
Yeah.
Is I pretty much kept the hook to itself. I rewrote whatever Tech 9 was rapping. Slacker is still in there, but everything else is like of my own creation.
All right, I actually have a song from you, but it says Heathenous Break.
Oh, that was my second attempt at kind of like a rap metal style that...
Can we play that?
Ooh, I don't know. Flip a coin. Heads yes, tails yes.
We're playing it. Tell me about that song. Tell me just a little bit about it, and then we're going to play it, and we'll obviously give you just a tiny bit of a break before I grill you just a little bit more.
Well, with Break, I was actually watching the Rape to Shangri-La seminar.
Yeah.
And Violent J was on stage, and he was like, I want to break stuff! You know, and so, like, I thought about
Why does that remind me of Limp Bizkit? Give me something to break!
Yeah, and I took it, I was like, you know, I want to break some shit, so it took me maybe like 2 to 3 hours to write the song, and it was, I don't want to say it was thrown together, but I wrote that song intentionally for a show that was coming up at the time. And for some reason, I was kind of pissed off that day, but whenever I recorded the song, and I edited it, and I listened to it, and like, I thought, yeah, let's go break some shit. And I slipped down the stairs, and I broke a beer bottle.
Oh, you broke a beer bottle, and it was anticlimactic, wasn't it? I mean, you kind of broke it, and you were just like, well. Alright, so, Heathenous.
What was cool was when I performed the song live, it actually got a positive response. Everyone was, you know, throwing their arms around, you know, mosh pit status. And it's definitely a song I would do live again. It's another fun, you know, pepped up anger, unleashing all hell on the human race kind of
So can we maybe expect that August 22nd at the Masquerade? Maybe?
Probably not.
Oh, kill me, Heathenous.
I'll think about it. It's something where I want to perform like all new material.
Yeah, I feel you, definitely. You want to get people interested in the new EP, obviously. And, you're doing EPs. When are you actually considering like a full-length album?
You know, I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm really content with doing 12 songs. And because I don't want to go on too long, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You don't want people to get, like, burn out. You want them to still be wanting more, still be hungry.
Yeah. So it's like 12 songs. Well, with Heard of Me, there's actually 13.
Honey, 12 songs is pretty much a full-length album. It's almost there.
20 songs.
20 songs? Oh my god! I would never listen to an album that was 20 songs. I would be like, nah. Now I'm playing, I have, but 12 songs is almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, you know, and probably the first album I do where I actually have the financial fundings behind it, where I could actually buy the instrumentals and actually pay for the artwork and be able to get money back from the album, is probably when I'm going to start doing like 16, 18, 20, 24 songs.
Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah, for right now, I'm content and happy with doing, 12, 14 songs.
Makes sense to me. Alright, so we're going to give you a break while we play Heathenous Break. This is the Rayne Badger. You're listening to RMSG Broadcast, brought to you by our Underground Radio Systems, Renegade Studios, Midnight Storm Gaming, and I'll be right back with Heathenous. This is Heathenous Break.
Slacker. A person who shirks his work or... You know what? I'm not gonna do that to you, man. I got way too much respect to steal your shit like that. But, I do want to have a little fun with this. None but love, Tech. None but love. Here we go. I
I'm a victim of procrastination. I'm vegging out, man, my life is wasted. I give up trying to chase and twiddle my thumbs, passing along opportunities to put my life on track, avoiding a 3-verse track. No priority will ever hold me accountable to responsibilities unless it involves my TV, maybe an occasional studio time. Nose to screen, analyzing my Facebook feed all the time. You can see me trolling away on the message boards while the dishes pile up, ignoring all the chores. Some say my life is a bore. I'm stalking Facebook whores, steadily staring down my bathroom door. But I can't complain about my constant back pain or the conference things I decorate on my t-shirts. My eyes hurt, straining on the phone screen. I really need to get a life. Maybe I should find a wife or nah, I'm good.
I'm a slacker.
Never really had a lot of dough.
I'm a slacker.
Beating off the porn videos.
I'm a slacker.
I always wear the same damn clothes, most of 5 days in a row, just so you know.
I'm a slacker.
Yes, I stole the song from Ted.
I'm a slacker.
Dodger major
I'm a
promo, so I have
slacker.
to write a check. It's getting hard to stay original, but you know how it rolls. Yeah, you know how it goes. I'm unhireable. My looks are highly questionable. I'm walking around with dirt on my face and a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm not very subtle. Playing Skyrim till the sun's rise. Massive bags under my eyes. I blame my problems on the economy, and while my stress constantly harasses me, when it's really my fault, I'm lazy. Wasting days watching AFV instead of going out and looking for a job. Okay, I think I get the picture. Brighten up my path like a light fixture. Hit the switch and take a nap. What's up to say? I'm lame. I will probably say it all day. I'm surprised I have the time for this, even though I get distracted every time I piss. Ha! What's the purpose of living if you can't have fun? They probably won't have any cool stories to tell anyway.
I'm a slacker.
Never really had a lot of dough.
I'm a slacker.
Beating off the porn videos.
I'm a slacker.
I always wear the same damn clothes, most of 5 days in a row, just so you know.
I'm a slacker.
Yes, I stole the song from Ted.
I'm a slacker.
Dodger major
I'm a
promo, so I have
slacker.
to write a check. It's getting hard to stay original, but you know how it rolls. Yeah, you know how it goes. What about high school and the days I show up? Find me in the corner, drooling on my desk, my locker in my backpack's full of homework. Got detention slips overflow on my folder while the hot chicks get the cold shoulders. Back 4 years in the same grade, I'd rather get laid. It's the same thing every day. I say, have fun now before you get old. To get told to get a job, live in your parents' garage. Wait, that's a little bit odd, a tad bit confusing, but hardly amusing if you catch my drift. School was boring, so I dropped out. So now I pout at my TV screen over episodes I've already seen. So now I stare at the ceiling and I wonder if being a slacker of my caliber was even worth the life I live. Now deep down to the back of my mind I hear of course it is, and I would do it all again.
I'm a slacker.
Never really had a lot of dough.
I'm a slacker.
This is the Rayne Badger on RMSG Broadcast, brought to you by our underground radio system, Renegade Studios, and Midnight Storm Gaming. This show contains explicit content, including strong language, violence, and content of a sexual nature, and is intended for mature audiences only and unsuitable for children. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, guys? Rayne Badger here with you. It is Friday night. You know what night it is. I am actually here on RMSG Broadcast, brought to you by our underground radio systems, Renegade Studios and Midnight Storm Gaming, and I'm actually speaking with Heathenous. We actually had a malfunction, and Break did not play. However, Slacker did. So let's talk about Slacker. You mentioned Slacker earlier. They just heard Slacker, so what do you want to say about Slacker?
Slacker was really one of the songs, I pretty much, again, I don't want to use the word stole.
You borrowed.
On YouTube, but yeah, borrowed without the intention of making money on it, which
Yeah.
I'm not going to. But it's one of those where it's like, Tech Nine's version, number one, you can't compete with it at all.
Well, it's Tech Nine.
He himself, he had to put his 2 cents in on the subject.
Yeah.
So I went through and I listened to it for a couple of days, and I was like, alright, I know how I want to do this, and I would like to think I hit some shit that Tech Nine should have talked about, but didn't.
Should have talked about, but didn't. So you're actually challenging the mighty Tech Nine. What should?
No.
Oh, but you said should have talked about, but didn't. What should he have talked about, but he did not talk about?
I mean, okay, like Tech Nine, number one, phenomenal, and again, like I keep saying, it's not meant to be a diss in any way, shape, or form. But it was one of those where, like, I listened to it and I was like, he could have done so much more. He could have done so much more with the song. And when I found the instrumental on YouTube, I was like, ooh.
I'm gonna do something with this. Yeah.
And so I listened to it for a couple of days, and I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to talk about. You know, I'm going to talk about, you know, just being lazy, you know, being a slacker, not.
So, are you a slacker? That brings to light the question: are you a slacker?
Yes.
Oh, at least you're honest, right? Rayne Badger's a slacker too. Rayne Badger be sitting here up in her pajamas like it ain't even funny, y'all. Y'all don't want to see through the radio because it would be a terrible sight.
Well, you know, like I said in the song, you know, I'm not, you know, dishes are piling up while I'm playing video games. I usually tend to avoid 3-verse tracks. And it's one of those where it's like, yeah, I don't like doing the dishes.
Yeah. Well, who does like doing the dishes? It's so mundane. I mean, somebody's got to do it, but...
Oh, yeah, it's just like, I've done dishes for my family for years, and I just got tired of doing it. So I just stopped doing it.
Oh my God, so like, they were piling up, and eventually, I'm assuming someone said something to you?
Yeah, and my dad tells me every day, do the dishes. Like, no, because you're ungrateful about it.
Oh!
So, that's basically, you know, one of the things I go into. In the second verse, I talk about, you know, how I'm unhireable because I don't shave, and I'm not saying I'm a dirty person. I'm not saying I live in a pigsty. But when I have my own room, like the 2-3 occasions I've had my own room, it was kind of a pigsty. I'm a clean person by nature. I want to get that out of the way and stress that point. I am a clean person.
Yeah.
I shower. I don't shave because I got a fucking beard.
But you look like a hippie. I mean, I'm not being, like you're an attractive hippie, but you look like a hippie, buddy.
I look more like a homeless tweaker.
Oh my God, you keep saying you look like a tweaker. You do not.
But, you know, it's one of those, you know, like have fun with it. Like, yeah, I know I'm lazy to an extent. I know I'm a slacker to an extent. You know, so why not exaggerate a little bit, and I use that term loosely a little bit, about, you know, some of the stupid shit I do or I don't do, rather.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I detest doing the dishes, so I'll find any and all reason not to do the dishes.
Fuck the dishes! Fuck the dishes!
Fuck it. In the third verse, you know, what about high school? In the days I show up, find me in the corner, drooling on my desk, my locker, in my backward solo, homework, got the 10 pencils, and phone on my folder, all the hot chemical shoulders.
Oh, we just got a freestyle from Heathenous. Like, obviously, like, you knew the words, but, so it wasn't exactly a freestyle, but do a little bit more of that for us. Come on, nobody has actually done that on the radio with me. Come on, do something.
Alright, let's do Slacker, let's do the full third verse. What about high school? And the days to show up, find me in the corner, drooling on my desk, my locker, in my backpack, shoulder, homework, got the attention, pistol, phone on my folder, while the hot chemical shoulders. 4 years in the same grade, I'd rather get laid. It's the same thing, never be, I say. Have fun now before you get old, get told to get a job, live in your parents' garage. Wait, that's a little bit odd, it's kind of confusing, but highly amusing if you catch my drift. School was boring, so I dropped out. Now I'll pout at my TV screen over episodes I've already seen. So now I stare at the ceiling, and I wonder what being a slacker of my caliber was even worth the life to live now. Deep down in the back of my mind, I hear a course of this, and I will do it all again. I'm a slacker, never did I have a lot of dough.
Oh, wow. You know, most artists, and like I said, I have never actually had somebody actually rap their stuff on the air with me. They normally, I guess, I don't know if I scare them or they just don't want to do it. But wow, that's impressive, dude. Definitely impressive. Do you want to do another?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, I was just so impressed. I'm so impressed because so many artists will not go out of their comfort zone like that, and that's what's impressive about you.
The first time I was interviewed, it was actually for a local internet radio station called 210 Radio, and I do some promotion for them. You can hear my music on there, like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's 210 Radio. Yes.
They're really cool people. But the first time I was interviewed,
we're cooler. No. They are not our rivals. They are not our rivals. 210radio.com if you want to check them out.
But whenever I was on the Thriller Sunday Night Meltdown, they actually asked me to rap one of my songs without the beat. So I ended up just, like, at the top of my head after a couple of Long Island iced teas, I just decided to do MILF.
Yeah.
So, me being kind of, buzzed, borderline drunk, I kept fumbling and swearing all over the place. It was fun.
Oh, well, yeah, people are posting weird stuff on my timeline. Okay, so I have to tell the world this, and I'm gonna, and then we're gonna go to the random part of our interview session where I just throw stuff at you, and then I'll let you go because I've kept you on the phone for 2 hours, but I have to talk about the fact that you have a particular nickname amongst myself and a couple other people. What is that nickname?
Carl Papa.
Carl Papa. And how did you get that name?
Well, when...
Or CP. Normally I just call you CP.
When we... right before we started talking and we started being friends and then best friends and then Mama Badger and Carl Papa, I was listening into a certain...
Okay, yeah, don't say the name of the place. A certain previous engagement that we both were there.
But I kept requesting a song called Carl Papa from this YouTube channel called Bad Lip Reading.
Yes.
And it is a funny-ass song. If y'all haven't heard the song...
Oh, no, I've got it queued up after we tell this story. I've got it queued up. Special surprise for you.
But, they did a Bad Lip Reading song based off The Walking Dead, and the person they refer it around is Carl Grimes, who's one of the main character's sons, who's the main character himself. Anyway, I requested that 500,000 times, and...
Finally, we just started calling you Carl Papa, and then you actually went on the air as a radio personality as Carl Papa.
Carl Papa.
Yeah. And it stuck.
Everybody from that station to the station afterwards, everyone just, kept calling me Carl Papa, and whenever I'd get on the air, it's like, hey, thank you for tuning into whatever the hell radio station it was, you're listening to Carl Papa, a.k.a. Heathenous. It was always Carl Papa.
It was always Carl Papa, and, it became a fun thing, and I still call you CP. I know I do. I'll be like, hey, CP, or I'll tell David, which is Bloodstained, I'll say, hey, I'll be like, you need to message CP, and, it's still sticking. It still is going on. It will forever be dubbed your nickname.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
So we're about to play it. We're actually gonna play it. This is Carl Grimes' Bad Lip Reading, La Jiggy Jar Jar Do. This is Carl Papa right here on RMST Broadcast. Beat.
me, so he got knocked out because I flow. Little chicken jar jar dude, man, I just flow. Shoe shine. No one wanted your stinking tiara, 'cause no one wanted your sticky chair. And why you always talk about the cool kids who take archery? Yeah, you're a shrinky dink. You get a funeral if you don't wise up and call me Carl Papa. Little chicken jar jar dude, I threw a brick in the air. It shouldn't matter 'cause a brick is just a brick. Dark days, darker nights. Found my way down the hall without a light because I flow. Little chicken jar jar dude. This whole thing where random dead people try to kill me's gotta go. They keep walking, walking my way. If they're talking, can't tell what they say. They keep falling over stuff in their way. Dead dudes walking can ruin your day. Little chicken jar jar dude. Now all the walkers sing. Cell block wisdom, French braid tabletop. If you mess with Carl Papa, I'm coming at you like 1, 2 walkers in the back of the club. I'm guessing it's a club where everyone dies if they try to dance to the music that doesn't play, 'cause we don't got no electricity. What we got is bones, bones, bones. Piles of bones, 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 bones. If you try to step to me, hit you in the femur with another femur that is laying on the ground. Yeah, wordsmith, rhymes, hama lama, sima lama, hama lama. Someone had to cut my baby sister out my mama. They keep walking, walking my way. If they're talking, can't tell what they say. They keep falling over stuff in their way. Dead dudes walking can ruin your day. They keep walking, walking my way. If they're talking, can't tell what they say. Why you always talking about the cookies over stuff in their way? Dead dudes walking, don't wise up and go in your day. The chicken jar jar dude. Man, I just flow. Man, I just flow. I can barely remember pre-apocalypse. I guess nothing rhymes with that, except maybe taco lips. But I just flow. Man, I just You cannot handle the flow, son.
This is the Rayne Badger on RMSG Broadcast, brought to you by our Underground Radio System, Renegade Studios, and Midnight Storm Gaming.
What's up, guys? Rayne Badger here with you. It is Friday night, so you know what that means. I'm on your airwaves, invading your ear holes, as is Heathenous on RMSG Broadcast, brought to you by our Underground Radio Systems, Renegade Studios, as well as Midnight Storm Gaming, so you check those guys out. Again, Heathenous is being so kind as to stay on the air with me and be in the studio with me tonight and talk about his life, his career. We've kind of decided we're gonna go to a random portion of the interview, and obviously CP, which like I told you guys, I call him CP all the time. I don't mean to. Heathenous is going to answer some questions for us. So are you ready for me to just throw random stuff?
Let's do it.
Alright, how old are you?
I'm 23, going to be 24.
And you're pretty young to be in this game.
There are people younger and better than I am.
Oh, but you'll actually admit that there are people that are better than you. That's actually very humble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm the best in San Antonio. I'm not. Like, there's a bunch of artists I work with that are way younger than me. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, when did you actually, I don't know if I asked this before. If I did, I'm sorry, but how old were you when you recorded your first song?
I had to have been about 21 years old.
Oh, wow. So you really did actually get into this a lot later than other people.
Yes.
Wow. Well, you've made a name for yourself. I mean, people know who you are. I don't have to say much when referring to you. So, people, and I guess that maybe, it may be because it's in our circle, but it also may be, I've talked to people that, I don't think would know who you are, but they do. So, I guess that's the biggest compliment ever. So,
What helps a lot is not only do I have, awesome people, supporting me and sharing my music when they can, but I try to do features or collaborations with artists, typically outside of my circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, that's the best promotion you can do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's for that 24/7 promotion right there.
Oh yeah, because you're getting yourself out into another audience that may not have ever heard you.
And I think out of all the features and collabs I've done, I think there was only one I actually had to turn down.
Oh no, who? Well, okay, we can't say who it is, but why did you have to turn it down?
Because it had to do a lot with the topic of like the concept design of the song. It was one of those hood songs, and I told them, I can't do a hood song because I've never lived in the hood.
Yeah, you're not a ghetto kid. I'm just gonna say it right now. Heathenous is very, very, you're white bread, honey.
Like I told you earlier, I was born and raised in Central California, 200 miles north of LA, 200 miles south of San Francisco, in a town called San Luis Obispo. That is my home. That will always be my home. And it was a kind of a suburban town, a lot of hipsters.
Mm-hmm.
But, I grew up in Las Vegas.
Oh, so you actually grew up in Sin City, basically.
Yeah, and a couple of people from there's listening in right now. And
oh, what up, Sin City? What up, Sin City listeners? Thank you for listening in.
I love you.
He loves you. I love you too, just because you're listening to my radio show.
Well, I love you for a totally different reason. So, baby girl, call me.
Oh, so, okay, in general, you had to turn that down, obviously, the content, you couldn't fake something that wasn't, so would you say, you can only do music that actually, you feel that, I guess, this is a complicated question, because I know a lot of, horrorcore artists, they talk about things they've never done, that works for them, but, how does that work for you? Can you not talk about things that you've never done, or is that just not your style?
Well, I try to stay away from, lying as much as possible. So a lot of the songs I do, whether it's I'm murdering somebody or kidnapping somebody, it's like what I think about.
He has murdered and kidnapped people. Let's be honest. Right now, he has a gun to my head, and, I don't know if I'm making it out of this, guys.
I'm actually in the next room. I got a gun to her head. My arm stretches out about 10, 15 feet. It's phenomenal. It's weird.
Alright, so, next question. If there was one artist you could say shaped you the most, who would it be?
I would have to say it is an artist based out in Colorado. I'm trying to remember his name. That's just how much I really don't give a shit about the bastard. There's a long story as to what happened.
Oh, so he made you mad, and that inspired you.
I actually have a song I wrote to piss him off, but I was the adult and decided not to release it. Why give him the promotion? You know,
Exactly.
Why promote his name?
Yeah.
You know, Tech9 said it the best out of anyone, out of any artist to ever give an interview. Tech9 said it's the best. Elephants don't swat flies.
Yeah. There you go.
Like that was my whole outlook on it. The dude's trash in the first place, and he's just trying to start a beef, basically for promotion, and the fact that he actually does legitimately hate my guts because of what happened. And
oh, so is there a diss track about you out there somewhere?
He says it's out there circulating, but
he has no buzz, so we're never gonna hear it.
You know, and the song most likely probably does, but the only thing he has on me is the fact that, you know, I'm an asshole. That's about it.
Well, we know you're an asshole. I mean, that's just what it is. You know, you said you like to do as many collaborations as possible. If there are any artists listening, how would they contact you about a potential collaboration? I mean, obviously no trap music, because Heathenous don't do that, but how would they contact you?
Well, they can hit me up on Facebook, preferably through my artist page, because that's where I tend to like to keep business at.
And I might get your message instead, bitches. No, I don't read his messages. I help on the page, though.
But, you know, to contact me on Facebook, it's facebook.com/HeathenoussCamo. HeathenoussKamo.
So, K-A-M-O, not C-A-M-O, K-A-M-O.
Yes.
So, Heathenous Camo on Facebook.
Yes, if they want to actually email me a track, then it's heathenous@gmail.com.
Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, oh wow, you're so original. No.
It was going to be Heathenous, the official Big Daddy Pimp, but it was already taken.
Oh, well, you know, things happen, huh? So, moving on, you know, how many shows have you done?
I've done quite a few. I know I can count them on two hands. I just don't remember.
I know there was an interesting story about your first show, so please tell me about your stage fall.
It actually wasn't me. The first.
Oh, okay.
The first set I ever performed was for a Liquid Assassin show out here in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And all in all, it was a great set. My first time on stage doing my own thing. It was a blast. A lot of people came up and talked to me afterwards, giving me props and shit. But I did a song with, Zombie Infected called Walking with a Devil.
Yeah.
And the intro hook just started, and he goes up to the front of the stage, so I get the crowd pumped, and he wasn't watching where his foot was going.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ended up just like completely walking off the stage. I have the video on my Facebook. I'll go ahead and I'll post it shortly after this interview is done with, because I'm not inside right now. But it is funny. The sound quality is terrible.
Yeah, you don't want to be inside. Like your dad would hear this and he would be like, "Why are you doing an interview? I don't understand this rap thing." No.
You know what rap stands for, right? Retard attempting poetry.
Is that what he says? Oh my god.
Which is funny because there's actually quite a bit of music I've done that my dad likes.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. He's not 100% supportive, but like every once in a while I'll throw a song out there and he's like, that's actually pretty good.
Well, I mean, hey, at least there's some support there because I know some artists don't have parental support at all and, you know, are shunned from their family as a result of that. And, you know, in general, you know, it's just great that he actually does kind of appreciate that, even if he does say it's retards attempting poetry.
And he actually came out to one of the shows I did.
Mm-hmm. How did he feel about that? How did he feel about that atmosphere?
It's not his style. He's into like modern country, classical.
Oh my gosh, so you totally threw him in the snake pit.
Pretty much. You know, my mom and my stepdad were there too, and they're into like Christian music, like Christian rock.
Oh, so they were worse in the snake pit.
Well, first off, I just want to be very clear. I love my parents. You know, I love my dad. I love my mom. I love my stepdad. But my stepdad will not wear my merchandise because of the name Heathenous, because he is a hardcore Christian.
Yeah.
So he won't wear my merchandise because of my name. So whenever I have the money together, I'm gonna start making merchandise that doesn't have my name on it. But you know, I'm
has a logo or something like that. Yeah. Okay, so you know, when you're talking about, you know, your upbringing and your family, and if I get too personal, we'll move on. How did you come out of very Christian parents?
Well, what happens is a mommy and daddy love each other very much.
Oh!
Well, how can I put it? Number one, my mom and dad have been very supportive of everything I've ever done.
Yeah.
Except for like the 2 times I tried to be a thug.
You tried to be a thug? Oh my gosh. I need an elaboration on that. Please, please, please give me an elaboration on you being a thug.
Well, there was a time in my life where I would actually sag my pants. And my mom and dad...
Oh, and I already made fun of sagging the pants. You already know.
Yeah, I was in middle school, and I was trying to fit in with the kids in middle school. You know, my pants were too tight, they were too high up, you know, I wasn't sagging, I wasn't looking cool, I wasn't wearing baggy clothing. So it was one of those where, like, I tried to blend in with school so I wouldn't get picked on. And just no matter what attempt I would use, you know, no matter what I did, I was always getting picked on for something stupid.
Aww.
I remember that this one instance, I was walking through Walmart and my pants were sagging a little bit, and my dad actually came up behind me and, like...
Pulled them down! No!
No, my dad picked my pants up with enough force to take me off the ground, and I face planted on, you know, the Walmart floor.
Oh my, wow. So that was embarrassing, I'm assuming. Definitely. Were there people around?
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, you know, my family was dysfunctional after a while. I'm not going to go into personal details.
Oh yeah, of course.
But me and my dad, we used to fight all the time. You know, I was always a pissed off little kid, you know, random bursts of testosterone. But I actually spent about 6 or 7 days inside the Clark County Juvenile Detention Center.
Can we ask what you did? Or is that too far?
2 misdemeanor counts of assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh wow! And how did that come about? I mean, you seem so. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I actually didn't know this. I mean, me and CP Heathenous, we are actually best friends, and I did not know that. So you guys are hearing it for the first time that I did, and I'm actually very surprised.
What transpired was me and my dad had been fighting for a couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
and club in my hand, and I was bashing it on the roof. I was mad at him, but I was taking it out on the family. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Yeah. Well, kids do that. I mean, when you're younger, you take it out on your family.
When he came downstairs to take the golf club from me, well, in the middle of the struggle, the golf club actually hit me in the back of the head.
Oh, wow.
I took that as an attack, and I pulled out a 14-inch fillet knife out of my pocket.
Oh, no.
And,
so it was a complete misunderstanding. You thought you had been attacked, and therefore you retaliated.
I retaliated. No one was harmed.
Good.
He tried to...
Or you'd still be under the jail.
Well, I ran into my room to get away from him.
Yeah.
And he tried to kick my door down, and the moment, like, he got his head into the door, I wasn't trying to cut him, but I kind of, like, slashed it around at him for him to leave me alone.
Yeah.
So that was the first count, assault with a deadly weapon.
I see.
Whatever it is. And then he backed off, and then he tried to come in again, and I actually threw the knife at him, which was the second count.
Wow. You know, I'll tell you, okay, you just told me something personal, so I'll tell you, when I was 14, I got charged with terroristic threats, harassing, and obscene phone calls. Can you believe that one?
Oh, Lord.
We'll talk about it later. Basically, me and my female best friend, who she is still my best friend, I call her my sister now, we were mad at this girl, and this girl kept putting, like, on her voicemail, she would put things taunting us. And we left a bunch of harassing voicemails, and essentially at one point we said, we're going to kill you. We're going to come down the road and we're going to kill you. Well, she saved those, deleted her outgoing voicemails, which were taunting us, and it was obvious that it was our voices on there. Neither of us would roll on the other, and so we both got charged, and that was how it was. Because we both had the deal. You know, they give you a deal. They're like, oh, you tell on the other one, and, you know, we're gonna, you know, take this charge off, but neither of us would, so, you know, loyalty. But, wow, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. I'm really glad to hear that you and your father have a better relationship now.
Oh, yeah, it was just one of those where, I just needed, you know, just to get out, but instead of just flat out leaving and going out on, you know, walking around for a couple hours to cool off, I didn't know how to
react,
vent out the anger.
Yeah.
So I learned real quick after a little while, you know, it's better to cool off somewhere else than it is to black out and wake up with a corpse.
Yeah. I know you've blacked out and woke up with a corpse before. Still even warm. Yeah. He's called me many times and told me that we needed to go bury a body, and you know that's what friends are for. So, that awkward silence, because we realize it might be true or it might not.
Let's just say that I do live behind a cemetery, and
what's that like? Do you ever talking in the paranormal, which you know I work in the paranormal to an extent, do you ever see anything? I mean, like, are you a superstitious person? Do you ever feel anything, see anything with the cemetery right there?
Well, like I told my freak bitch a couple nights ago, you know, the cemetery itself isn't active. You know, I've been living here for about a year. Occasionally, I'll see a shadow figure, but we're right next to a main street, so
it's sketchy on whether it's a shadow figure or a person, right?
But in the complex itself that I live at, we do have some activity, you know, silhouette shadow figures, and I don't think it's necessarily from the cemetery itself. I just think it's from all the negative energy coming into the complex. You know, like I said, you know, a kid died months ago in one of the suites.
Oh no.
Like every other night, there's some kind of fight going on. The cops are here every night.
So it's not the greatest place to be. Sometimes I'm guessing is yeah.
It's not. If I could have it my way, I'd rather be in the ghetto than be in here.
Really? I mean, it's that bad.
Because I mean, at least in the ghetto, like people are a little more calm. You can read people easier.
Well, in the ghetto, you can make friends and you can click up and you'll be safe. I've lived in the ghetto.
What's funny is actually me and the courtesy officers here, there's two of them, but we actually get along really well. We're all friends. And if something's going on, I'll text them or I'll call them and they'll come over, do a little investigation, call the cops if needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like, just trying to clean up my neighborhood. That's all I'm doing.
Ah, good. I mean, that's the best thing you can do. So, I mean, moving on to more random content, of course. I have to ask you, you joined EVP. What do you think about, and I'm just going to ask you in a blanket term, what do you think, I'm going to ask you about every artist. What do you think about Bloodstained?
She's a good artist, really fun to work with. We did a couple of songs together, Take Me Away and Breakdown Fight Music.
Mm-hmm.
We're friends.
Yeah. I would hope y'all are. I mean,
it makes shit awkward, I fucking hate this guy. I'm gonna write this song where I'm beating his ass up.
Fuck this dude. He's probably in there listening, and he is probably laughing hysterically right now. What do you think, going further into the TLA, artist, obviously, what do you think about Lunatic Librarian?
His style actually is really interesting.
That's what drew me to him. I was like, nobody has done this before.
Because I heard, I think like Watching You Like Pornography, I think it's called.
Watch You Like Pornography. I used to dedicate it to Mac all the time and make him mad.
I heard it and I was like, ooh, that's a really interesting...
And then Mac heard this song live and he was looking at me the whole time and he's like, are you serious?
Lunatic Librarian is really interesting. I love the fact that, he uses big words, but he doesn't try to come off as like snobby smart.
Oh, he doesn't. He's absolutely a humble guy.
He knows his words and he's going to use them if you like it or not, but he's not insultive with it in any other, in any way, shape, or form.
What I found interesting about him is, the first couple of times I met him, I didn't know exactly what to make of him because he didn't talk much. Like, he was always kind of to the side of the group, and I was like, this guy fits, but he's not actively, speaking with us very much and things like that, so I didn't know what to make of him. I was a huge fan, though. And so, honestly, when I had an interview with him, I could have talked to him all night. So, he is probably, so glad that I got him off the phone after, 2.5 hours because, I kept asking questions as a fan because I just kept, and he was probably like, oh my gosh, Rayne, this is not on the, and I was like, it's not on the approved question list, but I'm going to ask, and he is so nice, he answered anyway. But...
and I actually listened to that entire interview.
Yeah, that interview was very, very cool. Very much like this one has turned out, despite all our issues. And speaking on TLA artists, obviously Lunatic Librarian, Dr. Thaddeus Orr, and Puppet Box, and now Russell and Thistle, they're all the same. So it's, I guess, one opinion, basically. And in general, I don't think you've had a lot of interaction with Choco, but what do you think of Choco?
Oh, dude, whenever I first heard of him was on the Cypher, and I started writing my verse for it, and I was like, wait, need to go back and actually listen to everything again. And so I was listening to everything, and I heard his verse, and I was like, oh. So I hit him up, and I was like, hey, your verse, hey, I like it. You actually made me have to work a little bit. I like that. Choco is actually a pretty good guy. We talked a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. He's in our local area, which I know this has got to be a little strange for you because we're all local to each other, and you are in San Antonio. So how does that? I mean, all of us are local that are EVP, TLA, except for you. So how does that make you feel? I mean, you're the only one we picked.
Well, how I think about it is no one can handle me, like, constantly. So,
I can. Yeah, shut up.
I could spend a couple of weeks with y'all, but after the 2-week mark is like when you like really start getting tired and annoyed with me.
I have never gotten annoyed with you.
Well, you have to think about it like this. How many times do we actually talk on Facebook or on the phone?
Every day we talk on Facebook.
Yeah, but we don't talk 24/7.
Oh, no. We know where we're at if we need each other. But no, we have, okay, I should explain this, how our friendship works. We have long, drunken phone calls in which we talk about everything. We haven't. We are scheduled for one. I was trying to, last night I was drunk and I was talking to you, but I was seriously like going to sleep at the same time, so I was like, oh man.
I remember the first time we had our drunken Badger, drunken call popper phone call.
Oh, you remember the first time? I don't, because I was shit-faced.
Yeah, it was just mutiny.
Did you say it was unique?
That I said mutiny.
Do what now? I'm sorry. I'm missing what you're saying for some reason.
Mutiny.
Mute you?
Mutiny.
Oh, mutiny. I was like, mute you? Why the fuck would I mute you? I'm interviewing you, bitch.
Hold on, guys. Gotta mute this motherfucker.
Yeah, I gotta mute this motherfucker for some reason. He's gotta piss or something. Taking a dump during his interview. No, it was total mutiny. Me and CP, Heathenous. I have to keep remembering to call you Heathenous because it's so ingrained in my head. I call you CP, and we will get in these long, drawn-out conversations about life, and like we talk about the most random stuff. Like if anybody else heard it, they'd think we were crazy.
Well, they got a good taste of it tonight.
Do what?
They got a good taste of it tonight.
Yeah, they got a good taste of us being ourselves, and I got a couple more questions for you before I let you go. So, couple more. Did you just flush the toilet? What the fuck?
No, I'm actually standing outside.
Oh my god, I thought because I made the dump comment that you like flushed the toilet just to like fuck with me.
That was a motorcycle.
Oh, motorcycle. All right. Well, okay. So you have, in general, you said you didn't fit in school. Why do you think that is? I mean, and was that continuous into high school, or how did that work?
Well, in elementary school, I blended in pretty well. But it really started in middle school. I really didn't have a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through depression real bad. I would actually wear, like, really puffy jackets in school. school at 110-degree weather.
Oh, wow. You sound like me.
And it was just one of those where, like I didn't have a style. I would go goth. I would go gangster.
I was
had a mullet for a little while in middle school.
Yeah, I was a goth/emo, so laugh at that one. And I think I still am. I don't know. I should have grown out of that.
But, so I got picked on a lot in middle school because of it. And it wasn't until, I met, my brother Patrick, rest in peace, brother, man.
Rest in peace, Patrick. Yeah. I didn't know him, but rest in peace, because he was meaningful to you.
Oh, man, he was the person who converted me into a juggalo, the first person who, showed me, true friendship, what it is to be a brother, just a good guy, and the world lost something great. The world lost someone great.
Wow, I'm very sorry.
But, he took me under his wing, and I pretty much copied his style, ICP shirts,
You're like, fuck it, now I'm gonna be a juggalo.
But,
when all else fails, be a juggalo.
I copied off his style.
Yeah.
When I got into high school, it was different because me and him didn't go to high school together. So, I had to find a different style. So, I was a band geek, but I was also in football, but I hung out with the gothic kids and the band geeks. So, I really kind of had a hard time, picking a certain style. So, that was when I really first started, just working on my own image.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got expelled from the first high school.
Oh, expelled. Can I ask what you did?
There's a long story behind it, and I really...
Okay, we'll move on. Okay, you got expelled from the high school.
So I went to a core continuation school, which is one step before juvenile hall.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I could have that stuck to individuality was my long hair.
Yeah.
So, those 4 months went easy. But I
have never seen a picture of you with short hair, ever.
Oh, it's all over my Facebook.
I need to go look. Because, as long as I've known you, you've had long hair.
Yeah, I don't look with short
hair. Wow. And, so, in general, do you think the fact that you didn't particularly fit in, do you think that's what maybe, inspired you to kind of get into this scene particularly?
I don't really know. It just got to the point that after a while, I was just doing my own style. I'd show up at school wearing, camo pants, a leather jacket, and 110-degree heat, long hair, piercings and tattoos, showing. And, I just adapted every style I could because, I just couldn't fit in one particular group.
Yeah. Well, you're hard to pin down. You're a very difficult person to pin down to one thing.
So, how I am with my music, I mean, you listen to my music, some songs, you're like, okay, well, this dude probably is, a gangbanger-looking motherfucker. Or, other songs, oh, this dude's probably a rockhead, tight.
You're adorable. You're just a teddy bear.
I'm a cuddly, ugly motherfucker.
Oh, you're not ugly. Come on, CP.
But, so... At first, I was trying, I was kind of going for the horrorcore style, not just with music, but with appearances. And then,
well, I noticed there's some horrorcore-esque music influences with you. I mean, you're not horrorcore, but you have a horrorcore-esque tune sometimes.
Yeah. So, with my music, I try to adapt it to everything. I personally like to try to go into more rock star-ish. But, it's not that time of the week, if that makes sense.
Yeah, So basically you're just kind of, you're being you, and you is a conglomerate of a lot of things.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah. And I understand, and I actually wanted to touch on this because this is actually pretty cool. Because when I found this out, it tripped me out so bad because they were on cam together on different cams. You're twin. You're a twin.
Yes.
So Heathenous is actually a twin. There is actually a twin Heathenous out there, and what do you always say about him? He's Heathenous if Heathenous got his shit together.
Yeah, because like my brother graduated. My twin brother graduated from high school. He's in the Navy. He's clean cut. He's married with his own place and his own car. And me, I'm living with Dad. I look like, again, like a hippie tweaker homeless guy.
You do not look like a homeless guy. Why do you think you look like a homeless guy? You do not look like a homeless guy at all.
Okay. Alright.
I promise, because I would judge you. No, I'm not.
You're not a very clean person.
I would be like, do you shower, buddy?
No.
No, I don't shower. I masturbate in the shower. That's all. That's the only time I shower.
How'd you know?
Oh,
You're watching me again.
I was watching you through the window again. You know how it is. You know it has to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
It is the basis of our friendship. Stalking. You know how it goes. But anyway, I want to give you the opportunity here to say anything else we may not have covered that you want. I mean, there are probably people listening. I mean, obviously your people are listening, my people are listening. But there are a good group of people right now that are listening that may not have heard of you before. So what would you want to say to them? I mean, is there anything we haven't covered that you would like to cover?
So far we pretty much hit everything on the head.
And we did this pro bono, bitches. We did this.
That term, pulling shit out of our ass, that's what we did here tonight.
We did, because my computer is totally fucked. Like, after this show, I'm having to buy a new computer. Like, I have this rigged up for... Y'all have no idea. I was telling Heathenous this on the break, but after I do this radio show tonight, yeah, I'm having to buy a new computer, seriously, because this almost didn't happen. Thankfully it did, because I feel like we've had a really good interview. And I am really glad that I was able to get Heathenous on the air. And definitely you're a talented motherfucker.
I try to be. Some days it's like, no. Other days is I could wrap circles around your dumbass.
Well, you could wrap circles around me any day because I don't rap, so. If you ever feel bad, feel bad about yourself, I mean, you could always just call me and, be like, come on, rap, Rayne, and I'll be like, I got a dog. Its name is Log.
His name is Rod, and I hang him up on a Christmas tree because it's free.
Oh my god. He doesn't spree, he only pees. I take him down when I want to rub his knees. I don't fucking see. I can't rap. I cannot rap. I actually have no concept of rhythm. That is why I cannot rap, because I have no concept of rhythm.
I can't dance because I don't have rhythm, but I can flow, so I guess that kind of makes up for it.
Because I flow! And that's the other joking thing. Yeah, that is the other joking thing about the Carl Papa song, because I flow. And Heathenous does flow. Yeah, Lachiki Jar Jar do. But I have no concept of rhythm. I can spot talent. Like, heard Heathenous, and when Heathenous was asking me to get EVP together, I was like, I don't know. Because I previously owned a record label, which was BSE, and rest in peace, Casey Cake, because he was one of our founding artists, and he passed away last month. But anyway, we had a good group together, but you know what? I mismanaged things, and it just all ended up with, I don't know, the guys just ended up fighting. It ended up a really messy situation, and I was like, I will never do that again. I was like, I will never own a fucking label again. I was like, I will never do it again. And then this motherfucker here I was drunk, and he's like, think about it, just think about it. And I'm like, because I was telling him about the old BSE days and how we used to roll and how we had fun, and it was, overall, BSE was a wonderful experience. I would not take it back because it taught me what to do and what not to do. But Heathenous is the reason that EVP formed. So, in that sense, Heathenous is actually the official founder of EVP, because Heathenous is the one that wanted EVP, and, you know, I could not pass up his talent.
It's you who owns it. It was Bloodstained that came up with the name, and it was me that was being annoying about it.
You were like, we're gonna do this, and I'm like, Carl Papa, seriously, I don't think I can do it again. I was like, I don't feel like I have the emotional stability to deal with a label again, which, thankfully, TLA, which is the Library Arts LLC, has stepped in, and now EVP is under the umbrella. So, yes, I do own EVP, but I guess I also don't own it, because I guess, Lunatic Librarian does. I don't know how it all works, but it works. We'll just say it works.
You're the majority owner, but the TLA LLC owns a portion of it.
Yeah, exactly. And they are under the umbrella, and it is a perfect umbrella for them to be under. Honestly, these guys flow amazingly together, and you will see that on the cipher. And I actually just got word from Lunatic Librarian. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Lunatic Librarian, even though I know it's another persona, but his Russell and Thistle song, anyway, we are going to debut songs. Halloween night, I will actually have some debuts that will be pretty cool. So that's looking far, far in the future, but I did get the confirmation from him that we would be able to do that, so that's pretty cool. And obviously, again, August 22nd at the Masquerade in Atlanta. I cannot tell you who the headliner is. Heathenous knows, I know. We hate to put it in your face like this, but we cannot, without the boss man's telling us that we can. We cannot announce the headliner yet. However, if you are in the Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, hell, South Carolina, North Carolina area, you want to make it down for this show in Atlanta at the Masquerade, August 22nd. And Heathenous is going to be there because I'm bringing his ass out. So it's going to happen. But anyway, not to keep you too much longer, because we have, you know, we could talk all fucking night. We have before, haven't we? Jesus. But,
we were on the phone for 8 hours one time.
Yeah, I think we actually were on the phone for 8 hours one time. And I was so drunk, I was like, I can't stand up. And I was like, can you help me stand up? And you're like, I'm not there. And I'm like, but you're in my ear. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told that. That makes me sound so unprofessional. But I did not have anything to do that day, so, drink. Yeah, that's what I did. Anyway, so, this is the portion where I ask you, do you want to give any shout-outs? Do you want to mention any people that are listening in? Who do you want to shout out? What do you want to say? Go for it.
First off, I want to get this out of the way. The people I don't know listening in, thank you so much for tuning in. Give yourself a big old hug and pretend it's from me.
And also tell them where they can find your music.
For those interested, if you like music that was played tonight, you can find my music on Reverb Nation, YouTube, SoundCloud, and there's a couple of other websites I'm forgetting right now. But all you have to
just type in Heathenous on Google and you can find it. But you can go to the Facebook page, Heathenous Camo.
Yeah, my Facebook is Heathenous Camo. But if you want to find my music, go to YouTube, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. I think Beat 100. All you have to do is type in Heathenous, and my music will be the first one to come up.
And I will be posting some links to his music here after I do my radio show, after I do the remainder of it. I'll be posting up some links from Heathenous so that it's easy to find. So if you're on my Facebook, then you'll be able to check that out, which, who isn't on my Facebook? There's 5,000 people, oh my god. But 5,000 people and 1,000 more followers? Wow, I'm Facebook famous. Great. I'm sure my mom would be so proud. But, yeah, go give his page a like on Facebook, www.facebook.com, obviously, /Heathenous, Heathenous, Camo, Camo, and, yes, Kamo. Oh, God. See, man, I knew I was going to fuck it up somewhere. But
you did good, so...
I actually do help on the page, so you will occasionally see posts from the Badger, and I usually tag that it is me that is posting, so that, you know, if Heathenous doesn't like what I post, he can be like, Mama Badger, that was not appropriate. But...
That hasn't happened yet, so again, you're getting another cookie.
Yay, I'm getting so many cookies. Wait, cookies is drug slang here, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing. No, anyway, so shout-outs. Give your shout-outs to your people.
First off, I want to give a big old shout-out to my freak bitch out in Las Vegas. I want to give a shout-out to my superhero kick-ass buddy. I don't remember what city she lives in, but she's out there in Michigan. Much love. I love you. I'll stalk you later. I want to give a shout out to, the local scene out here, to whoever's listening. I know there's one or two of you. Camel Maniac, D-Boy and Nipple Ninjas and Bash and Zombie, yada, yada, yada. Want to give a big shout out to Rayne and Bloodstained, EVP, and the Library Arts LLC. I love you guys, and yeah.
Well, we love you too. Obviously, we love you. We've been talking we're going on almost 3 hours in this interview. Do you realize this? Because you and I we flow.
Actually, my phone says we've been on the phone for 3 hours and 10 minutes.
We have been, but that was me panicking and trying to get you live on the air, remember? So, we've actually been on the air for 2 hours and 48 minutes. Those other minutes were him hearing me have a complete meltdown, not knowing how I was going to make the interview happen, and trying my best, and oh my gosh, thankfully we have pulled it off. Also, I want to say shout out to DJ Karma, because he was having patience with me through the entire endeavor, and did not fire me, which at one point, at another place, a faraway, sad place, Karma did have to fire me a long time ago, and DJ Karma's my brother, and I appreciate his patience with me tonight in figuring out that whole debacle and sticking with me, and we got it pulled off, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so is there anything else you would like to say before we're actually going to play Actually, I'm just going to ask you in general, because I have Mac Hatchett down here, actually, in my house, and he did a show with us in Birmingham, just a couple of weeks ago, and I miss Mac. Oh my gosh, I miss Mac so bad, because he was so fun. But anyway, you did this song with Mac Hatchett. It is called Suicide Note. It is actually his song, but you have put a certain flair to it. So, what was your thought process going into that?
I've done a couple of songs talking about suicide and all that. And I'm not, Mac, if you're listening, brother, I love you, but the hook didn't fit with the song.
Yeah.
So I just added 2 cents to the hook. I got it to where it tied in a little better with what was being talked about. And then I actually sat down and I actually tapped into the time period in my life where I was actually suicidal.
Oh, wow.
So, for about a couple of hours, I was in a very dark place while writing and recording that song.
Mm.
But, like, all my intention... Hold on. Big ass good. So, with my intentions on, you know, the music I make, the verses I write, my intentions are... to get people to understand that, you know, they're not alone. And Mac really covered the topics pretty well. He wasn't general about anything like most artists are. He covered quite a few. So it made my job easier as an artist to not bounce off him, but basically to flow with him.
Yeah.
So,
and I believe the two of you actually really, I mean, this song is catchy as fuck.
And like I said, he did a good job on it. The only complaint I really had was about the hook, because it didn't go with the...
And I agree. I heard both versions. You know, it was all sent to me, and I believe you both added your unique flair to it, and I believe you made it better, and I believe the song is great. I mean, he actually did it. You actually had a shout out in Birmingham because your verse actually played while he took a breather.
Yeah, I saw that, and, like, you know, when it comes to performances, normally the only time a verse is played like that as if, well, number one, you didn't edit the song, you know, you didn't take the verse out for the performance, or the artist who recorded the verse had passed away. So it was one. So it was one of those where it was really touching that he actually gave me a shout out, and he let it play, and he didn't say nothing. He
Yeah.
gave me the shout out, and he stood there and got a breather, and I was like, hey, that's dope.
Well, we wanted you there. We wanted all of EVP there. So we, you know, we wanted you there in spirit, so to speak.
So y'all pretended I died and just let my verse play.
We did not make you dead. Oh my God.
But, you know, again, a big shout out for Mac for that. You know, it really touched me. It was awesome. It was awesome. At least like every other day, I actually watched the video. So.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I'm glad you two have connected, and Mama Badger hooked those two up. Yeah, kind of. Actually, yeah, I think because you two didn't get along at first, did you?
I think it was just we were just talking shit about each other to try to be funny.
Oh, okay. And it got a little out of hand at one point, and then y'all realized, y'all were like, oh, well, we got more in common than we do different.
Yeah, and, you know, it's definitely a friendship I really don't want to alter. You know, we don't talk every day, but when we do talk, there's a connection there. There's a companionship there.
Yeah. And those are the best kind. I mean, it's just like you and I. We don't talk. Well, actually, we do talk every day. We at least say something to each other every day. You know, even if we just send a heart, we say something to each other every day.
Yeah, you know, you're busy, I'm busy, you know, so like the days we don't talk, you know, like there's obviously a good reason, you know, we're not ignoring each other.
Yeah, we're not ignoring each other, and he'll see me promoting his stuff and whatnot, so he knows I haven't forgotten him, you know. I'm thinking about you, I'm just not talking to you. No. It is what it is. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up. Again, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Real quick, I'm forgetting a couple of people.
Of course, doesn't that always happen?
This is actually my fault, but I want to give a shout out to my homegirl Busy. She's listening in from Vegas. I love you, woman. And then I want to give a shout out to the Leprechaun because he's been messaging me periodically through this interview, you know.
I love the Leprechaun, and I know he hates when I say I love him because he hates the word love, but it's not love like he's got to run screaming in the other direction. I love that little Irish bastard. And I didn't say little in a, he's gonna get at me. He's gonna kill me. I love that Irish bastard. I love you, Leprechaun, and he'll be giving me medal requests in like 10 minutes, so I give it 10 minutes. But anyway, yeah, I guess we'll tie this up. I'm gonna play Suicide Note, which we just talked about, and I definitely appreciate you being on here. And again, you're listening to our MSG broadcast, brought to you by our Underground Radio Systems, also Renegade Studios, Midnight Storm Gaming, and you are listening with Heathenous. So hit him up, Facebook, www.facebook.com/Heathenous, Camo, Kamo. Check him out on Reverb Nation. Check him out on SoundCloud if you like what you hear. And Suicide Note, I believe, is going to be on Mac's EP. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this next one is going to be actually on Mac Hatchett's. And Mac Hatchett, actually, I will be interviewing in a few weeks. I'll get that date to you guys. I've got an interview schedule, like, seriously, I've got like 2 months of interviews, like, booked up, and it's crazy, but I will get that interview date to you, because Mac will be joining me in the studio, and he'll get grilled just like you got grilled, CP. So, believe me, his time's coming. He may be out there laughing at you right now, but his time's coming.
Can't wait for that.
Exactly, right? You're going to be asking the random questions. You're going to be the random, and he will actually be here with me. It will be August 21st. Actually, you'll be here too.
Yep, that's what I tried telling them earlier. I was like, hey, I'm going to crash your interview. He's like, you better not. I'll punch you in the dick. Like,
I'm going to have y'all both sitting here, and I'm just going to let y'all argue on the air for 3 hours.
I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, thank you so much, Heathenous. I appreciate you being on here, and of course, you know, like I said, Heathenous is one of my best friends, and of course, I love you. Thank you for being on my radio show, and this is Heathenous. Well, this is Mac Hatchett featuring Heathenous. This is Suicide Note, our MSG broadcast.
Mac Hatchett. Now I'm wondering, where is my note? Looking for the fucking rope. Sitting here like I just wanna die. Where's this note? So they can read why I lied, why I cried, and why I died. Never got to say goodbye. What the fuck is wrong with me? Friends saying B, let it go. So I put it on my phone, and I'm still a juggalo. heart, doing what I can, just a single man, trying to make a living in this game. I'm so fucking insane. From the 5 years trying to get shit done, but I'm still number one in my homies' hearts. Friendships torn apart. I'm a heartless bastard. My craft, I got that shit mastered. Not giving a fuck what you haters say. I'm the MK. Mac Hatchet is my name, and now it's time to play. Mac Hatchet is my name, and now it's time to play.
This is my suicide.
Now it's time to play.
Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade. This is my suicide. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I? Did I die? Why you cry? Couldn't bother to reply when I wrote out my life story. You pushed me towards suicide, my death was gory. Took the gun, put a bullet in my head. Now I lay dead on the bathroom floor. This life I live no more. As I sit with my spirit staring out the bathroom door, sitting at Hell's Gate, waiting for the investigators to find the note on why I died, why I cried, why was tears on my face when I tried. Now I wish I was still alive, so I could tell you that you were my love, my angel dove. You fell from the sky into my life. I wanted you as a wife, then you took the knife and put it through my heart, and now I'm torn apart. You took the fucking knife and put it through my fucking heart.
This is my suicide. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade. This is my suicide. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade. Anyone would have actually listened, or kept me in the corner, left alone in isolation, lost in my own concentration, imagining blood on the walls. Hopefully somebody calls. I'm battling all of my flaws. I'm tired of it all. These crippling thoughts are making me crawl. I've had enough. I'm making the call, so I'm writing down my final last thoughts. I'm saying goodbye. I would have wrote separate notes, but I don't have the time. I'm loading my 9. Hopefully there's no hesitation, and if the gun jams, I got plenty of razor blades. A moment of pain, my final last seconds of suffering are dulled by multiple shots. Stare at the clock, watching in silence as the voices stir for violence. I left my note under my pillow. My final will bury me under a weeping willow tree, in remembrance of my final years. So many tears lost and stained on the suicide note, and so I quote, none of you even cared anyways. My suicide. This is my suicide.
Now it's time to play.
Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade. This is my suicide. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play. Now it's time to play with the razor blade.